Hello, I am Brandon, the humble host of Actual Play Broadcast. This will serve as an introduction to our broadcast for the time being. As we record and publish more, it shall change. We are still getting things set up, so apologies for any errors, skips, or silence that may occur. Everything will be smoothed out in due time. Please enjoy our broadcasts of various RPGs, and remember to tune in for more every other week, as continuations or new adventures will be posted at such times. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
I hate that. I hate that you said it. I hate that I heard it.
And that's where we're starting, is Anthony saying, I hate that you said it, I hate that I heard it.
My big mommy milky.
Please tell me you had hit the record button.
My boingo oingas.
I didn't. I was about to, and then you started.
God damn it, I jumped the
memory
gun.
orbs.
Fuck.
Anthony, I need you to repeat your Jin comment, Anthony. I want it on record.
What, Jin's my daddy? I'll fucking say it 3 times if you want.
That'd be. You should say it 4.
I was gonna say that's not the right number.
Yeah. You have to say it the correct number of times.
Alright, we're not here to talk about League and Arcane and stuff. We're here to play Eclipse phase. I'm sorry. Luckily we're not streaming this, so I could just edit most of that out. Keeping at least one line, though.
Is it Jin's my daddy?
Yes.
Figures. Not even the kindred part?
So... I didn't have that recorded.
Just Jin, me, kindred. What a nice sandwich.
Calm down. Welcome everyone to Actual Play Broadcasts, APB, in progress name. Let's see if that sticks. If I hate myself for writing it out, we'll find out.
Every time I think all persons bulletin when I
That is the purpose of it, is to have those two thoughts correlate and compete in your mind.
Thanks, I hate it.
Welcome.
I already have a lot of thoughts competing in my mind.
Running through your head.
Yeah.
Tonight we are playing Eclipse Phase. It is a one-shot to introduce everyone to the system, and if they like their characters enough, then we can rework them and do a campaign possibly in the future. If not, and they say they hate it, then we'll never have to touch it again. This will be everyone's intro to it. So everyone has their character sheets, and I will hold intro. It is 2020. The world is being ravaged by a virus that no one is seemingly able to do anything about. You've all lost your jobs for one reason or another, whether it be COVID-related, layoff-related, or you were fired.
The pathogen.
Pathawoo.
He's dead. And we have killed him.
Alright.
So you turn to desperate times call for desperate measures. You find a offer from Oxford University is looking for tests for a up and coming technology. Does say that you'd have to sign a waiver, but you'd be paid the equivalent of $100,000 upon completion. You all arrive at, I believe I said Oxford. I already forgot. Oxford, because I didn't want to say Harvard.
Yeah.
You said Oxford.
You said Oxford.
All right. The two were competing over.
Not Brobes.
You all arrive at Oxford and are 4 subjects. You all sign your waivers with no other possible prospects in your future, hoping to make quick cash for whatever you are signing a waiver for, and, hope for the best, but can't get much worse. You are told that your money is being sent into a savings account, and upon completion, you will be able to collect whatever is in that savings account. They then explain to you what they are testing is cryogenics. You will all be put into cryopods, and upon the ability to resuscitate your body and mind, they will do so, and all that money is yours. You have $100,000 that will collect interest for an unknown amount of time. You were all given time to say goodbye to any of your loved ones. Don't know how long it could take. It could take a couple months. It could be done in a couple days. Someone could figure out how to do it. Lickety split. But you all enter into your individual cryopods, staring at each other, and slowly it gets colder and colder. You feel frostbite start to come over you, like you feel your fingers going numb and the sudden pain, but it goes back to being numb, and then you drift to sleep. And the next thought that you have, each of you are greeted by an individual asking you, hello. Who are you?
Jake from State Farm.
Damn it.
Set yourself up perfectly for that.
Look, if it's for people from 2020, that might actually be the in-character response.
No,
Yeah.
You're right. There was a part of me that was just like, so I need to know, is that in character or out of character?
I'm not. No. I couldn't resist.
Jake from State Farm hit some hard times.
Yeah.
Really? So are we consciously awake in the pods, or are we in
No.
like a...
You're in as far as you can tell, you're in darkness still. You're asleep. Like at that point, like where you're not quite dreaming, your eyes are closed, like you're trying to sleep, and all of your other perceptions are currently blocked off. But your mind is still firing. It's still sending signals throughout your brain.
Yeah.
And as far as you know, no time has passed, and now there's a voice asking you hello.
Hello?
Is it me you're looking for?
Who are you?
Vivian, wait, don't you... I mean, we signed a lot of paperwork on the way into this. I would think that you know.
Vivian, okay. Where are you from?
Something go... California? Sorry, one second. Had to clear my throat to mute myself. Did something go wrong?
Yes, we'll get back to that. So you're from California?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna talk
You need
to...
it more specific than that, or just...
No, that's specific enough. I'm gonna talk to some of your peers. Do you know them very well?
A little. I just met them on the way into here, really.
Okay. We'll talk more. We'll talk more. And the voice drifts away.
Okay.
Who else answers the random voice asking them who they are?
I'll answer. I'm Walker. Y'all should already know that. Unless this is some kind of fucking test or something.
Walker, alright. Walker, where are you from?
Virginia.
Virginia. Okay. How well do you know your peers?
Fucking not great. We chatted in the waiting rooms and all that shit.
Okay.
I don't know when their birthday is or anything like that. If you're gonna start asking me security questions.
No, you've answered plenty.
Okay.
Well, we will talk more. You stay put.
don't really feel like I can go anywhere anyways, so I'll be here.
Voice drifts away.
I'll answer.
Hi, hello, what's your name?
Jin, was the paperwork we signed at the beginning just a literacy test, or you guys the illiterate ones?
Well, you're, interesting question. Jin, I have a question. Where are you from?
Montana.
Okay. How well do you know your peers?
I mean, probably about as well as you know them.
Okay. We'll talk here in a little bit. Just stay there. Bye.
There was another op.
And then last person. Hello, who are you?
I'm Theodore.
Do you prefer Theo or Theodore?
My friends call me Theo.
Okay.
My enemies call me Door.
And my friend enemies call me Teddy.
Where are you from, Theo?
California.
Okay. How well do you know your peers?
I mean, like, whatever we just came out of with standing, I've known them for like a whole 5 minutes, quite literally.
Okay, give me a minute. I'll be back. Just, yeah. Time is relative and you're all asleep. Each one of you, get the voice returns. We're going to have you talk to your peers, the people you went into the pods with. Feel free to talk. We need to figure some things out. Get to know each other.
I'll be right back.
Does that sound good?
Okay, how are we supposed to talk to each other though? What's going on? Why is everything dark?
Yeah.
Don't tell me I got freezer burn in my eyes.
You were all now in the same room. Ish, not room, same space.
So we can like hear each other, but otherwise I assume we can't see each other or anything.
Correct.
Are we like bodiless in empty blackness?
Yes.
Okay.
Fantastic. I don't even have my thoughts to myself anymore.
Did they tell anyone else about what's going on? That wasn't just me, right? Like no one knows. It's not just okay.
No fucking clue what's going on. Just ask some
They
weird
seemed
questions.
real fucking concerned, more so than, hey, you just got $100,000, so.
Yeah.
Can y'all see shit?
No.
No?
Only darkness.
Actually, question. I may have missed this as a player. Did we couldn't see the person asking us questions, could we?
Nope.
Okay.
It's just a voice in the blackness.
Got it.
I knew it. We got freezer burn in the eyes, all of us.
Fuck.
And now they're afraid to tell us.
How did they not figure out that? Like, how? Well, hopefully they figure out how to fix that.
Yeah.
If they've, I mean, I would assume something like that is fixable if they figured out cryogenics.
How am I supposed to play fucking Endwalker with freezer burn in the eyes?
I don't know.
Just pretend very well.
You don't understand.
You don't understand.
I've been prepared so long for this expansion.
Yeah, well, I guess the good news is it should be out by now.
Yeah, hey, we might have a few extra expansions.
Yeah.
All the more reason to be concerned.
Actually, yeah, kind of.
All of you, the darkness becomes a very, like, flat white.
Ow.
It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't, like, hurt your eyes or anything, because you don't have eyes for it to hurt.
Okay, now I'm seeing something else. It's not much better, it's just a different color.
We're going crazy.
Oh, awesome.
We've been in the blackness for so long, we're now hallucinating other colors.
Hear the voice as it returns. Alright, so this would be a very delicate thing to go over. So all of you are from the United States, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Quick question. Who's the current president?
I really hope he's not the president anymore, depending on how long we've been in here.
Who was the president the last time you were away?
Mr. Talking Dorito Chip. Nacho Cheese Blasted, specifically.
Yeah,
Oh, child hands?
Yeah.
that's such a mean thing to say about Doritos.
I know, right?
You're right. Sorry.
He's more of
great value queso chip. The president.
Ah, there we go.
No. He's more like an old trash bag full of half of cheeseburgers and Confederate flags.
Hey, semi-sentient being talking to us in our head. Question for you.
Yes.
You're talking through us through, I have to imagine, some sort of telecommunications or database, correct?
You're half right.
So why don't you just look it up?
Oh boy, this is gonna be a time. So,
I think he's trying to make sure that we're aware of the way things were when we went in.
let's break a few things down real quick. Me and my crew, we're a group of researchers. We're out.
That's what we signed up for.
Well, we'll give us some time. I'm going to do this slowly, just so as to not overwhelm you. We found your ship. It was derelict and abandoned.
No, not my fan fiction, please.
Listen, you can't prove that was mine.
No,
Yeah, exactly.
No, your space shuttle.
What?
Space shuttle, we weren't on no fucking. What the fuck are you smoking? I want some. Share.
Great, I
We're
got fucking signed up for some joke bot to tell me some shitty jokes in my cryostasis.
Is this what happens when they put you in cryostasis? Just the worst comedians?
Did I die?
Alright, last we checked, we were in a basement of the facility that we were in.
What facility was that?
Yes.
Oxford University's research center?
Okay,
Something like that.
I don't.
I'm not great with names.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
This
he's
disembodied
fucking
voice
gone again.
tone is not really inspiring me.
The fact this disembodiment voice has a tone is the tone I'm concerned with.
If people have kinesics, roll kinesics. As kinesics is the skill used for knowing, measuring a person's reactions. It's your intuition. Your intuition check.
Like, define. Is it like?
Do I just? How do I do it? Do I just roll a percentile and try to be under my total?
Yep.
Oh, so
Yeah.
there are more
Okay.
skills than this, I imagine.
Yes, very much so.
Okay, so then I will roll too, because I have.
I rolled far above my total, so that does not seem good.
Well, I
Yeah.
usually roll high, so fingers
I'm,
crossed. Hell
having
yeah.
difficulties.
Yeah.
I passed.
Give me a second. I also can roll.
What's your skill at, Anthony?
45.
Okay.
Crit failure.
Did you crit fail?
I got doubles.
Doing great. Proud of you.
And it was above my number, so
Yep.
crit fail.
If you roll doubles, it's either a critical success or a critical failure, depending on if it's higher or lower than your skill.
Well, can I use
I
actual
see.
dice for this, or am I using the dice bot?
I prefer the dice bot.
Oh, then let me re-roll that.
At best, I have a 3.
Nice.
Nice.
What's
How can you tell if you have
your
doubles, though?
what's your K6 total?
So doubles.
45.
If you roll a dice, the D100, and it has 2 of the same number, that is doubles, and it is a critical
Oh, I
whatever
see.
you succeeded or failed.
I see. Okay.
Are we trying to roll equal to or under our total, or just under
Equal
it?
to or under. Yeah.
Equal to or under.
We're gonna just control copy that. Okay, that's a success. You don't care about degrees or anything like that. For the most
Not at
part.
the moment. Sometimes degrees matter, but in this instance, it
But
won't.
that's usually combat.
Usually combat, but
Degrees matter a lot.
also fair. But for this roll, it doesn't matter. I was just gonna go. I was gonna take the brief instant to go over them, but I'll hold up. So all of you, with the exception of Vivian, succeeded. The voice is trying to not be panicked, which is obvious, but the bigger part that you can tell is it's like if you've ever had a doctor try to give you bad news about like a family member or like your pet, and they're sitting there trying to avoid doing it, but still they know they have to do it at some point.
In this case, the news is everyone you know and all of your pets are dead.
Yeah.
Also true.
Come back, he's going to tell us we're all suffering from ligma.
That's rough, buddy.
I can't get ligma. I have phlegma.
The voice comes back. Okay, so the United States no longer exists.
That's not that shocking.
Damn,
Actually,
we were
yeah.
in there for what, 10 years then?
God damn queso chip.
I mean, we knew it was coming.
Yeah, that actually isn't as surprising as you would think it is. It is concerning,
tracks.
though. Still,
It
definitely.
was
Yeah.
it was the militant deep south, wasn't it?
No. So, what
It
happened?
was QAnon?
No, so we
Those
found
people
this,
actually attacked the Capitol?
maybe.
That's awfully vague. But, what course with everything else you've told us so far?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead and tell her. So,
We found your ship out by Mars.
That's just ridiculous. We were
Yeah,
never
that
on any
doesn't
ship.
track.
We were at Oxford,
Yeah.
like we told you.
You were.
That's-
At
at
one
the very
point.
least, no one told us. How about you lead with how long it's been?
We estimate
Oh, good.
300 years. All of you, please roll your what is
We'll
it?
have a panic attack.
Well, you're going to roll willpower times 3. Wait, no,
Okay.
that's not it.
Oh god, where's willpower?
Your
Willpower is one of
willpower's
your
3.
aptitudes, your base stats.
Where is sanity? Sanity is listed somewhere.
I ask
You
myself
mean
the same
lucidity?
thing every day. There is an insanity rating, and mine is 80.
Yeah, well, so insanity.
I don't know if that's supposed to be high or low, though.
That's good. Yeah, you
Oh,
rolled high.
okay.
Mine's 60.
It's basically lucidity, because what we're doing is we're experiencing mental trauma.
That's nothing new.
Yeah, right.
Just
I was
another
experiencing
goddamn
mental trauma. I was experiencing mental trauma before entering the cryopod.
So
That's why I entered the cryopod.
do we
Honestly, finding out that I'm in the future is
Yeah, you
just
roll.
is kind
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you rolling? What? I don't see.
So roll the D100.
it's slightly exciting, honestly, but it is still kind of scary.
So is this lucidity or insanity rating that we're trying to?
Lucidity.
Okay, I
Oh,
failed.
get under?
GM, or is it lucidity or insanity?
It's lucidity. I'm used to it
Okay.
being called something else.
Well, fuck me.
Man, I'm really okay with this apparently.
Ah, man, I wish I was. My NFTs.
Yeah, I'm also pretty chill. It's okay. My faith in humanity was already gone.
I'm sorry, your NFTs have been funged.
Fuck.
It's
Wait. That's actually really important. Please, for the love of God, tell me NFTs aren't a thing.
Please tell me they are.
Two competing markets meet.
Wait, why would you care? We were supposed to be paid for this anyway. Actually, is that still happening?
Potentially, we have to go through a few things.
The fuck
all
does
right.
that
I'm
mean?
sorry. I don't want to be paid in really shitty art of terrible fursuits.
all right. This is a really funny joke, guys. I want out. Get me out of this. I want out of this bullshit. I'm done. Get me out of this fucking machine. Or
Really
whatever
quick.
the fuck is going on.
All those who failed, take 9 to your sanity. Your
Okay.
yeah.
Can't really edit this sheet, but okay.
I know. I'm sorry.
I
I promise to do better.
I have a stack of post-it notes for this exact reason.
I believe. Is that? Do you mean stress?
Yeah, I don't see stress on the sheet. That's the part that has me all fucked.
That's stress zero. It's underneath. It's in ego.
It's an ego.
Yeah. It's underneath lucidity.
The sheet you gave us is a little weirdly laid out.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be distress.
Cool.
Your trauma threshold is when you start experiencing things like panic attacks, like fight, flight, or freeze.
That's supposed to be high or low?
You want it to be high.
What's high?
Greater than 6.
What if it's 6?
Well, congratulations. You get to pick between fight, flight, or freeze. Oh, wait, you are a mind stuck out in the middle of a white void talking to something. Guess what? You get to just sit there and be very, very, very panicked.
Boy, I don't like that.
So, congratulations, you have a trauma.
Yay.
Can I have a panic attack without all of the normal bodily functions that accompany it?
Currently happening. Next question.
Yes, you can. I don't know if you're asking me, the GM, or if you're asking the voice, but yes.
I'm asking. I mean, I was in real life asking just kind of the void. Like, is that possible? I've learned a lot about anxiety from my therapist, and it's actually really interesting as I've learned. But I passed the roll anyway, so I'm fine.
Wait, if stress exceeds trauma, you gain a trauma?
If you have a trauma threshold.
Oh, is it like if you take a hit to your sanity rating over your threshold, you get?
And rolled a fucking
Yes.
9.
I believe you have to take it all at once, but I believe that is what's going to be applied.
Yes, you do have to take it all at once. And then, as your stress accumulates, if you hit over your insanity rating, then you just.
Then some stuff we can get into happens.
Okay. I understand now.
Excellent.
Insight gained.
Trauma gained.
Correct. So there's that. Now, do you want the good news or the bad news?
You have fucking worse?
I
Probably
do.
start with the bad news if it gets worse than that.
Okay.
Maybe you can soften it with the good news afterward, I guess.
The Earth has been made uninhabitable, but not by the things that you were concerned about 300 years ago.
Human beings didn't do it?
I was already kind of concerned about it anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much exactly what did it, I guess. Though, I mean, Actually, yeah, that's part of it too, I think.
So humans did and did not do it.
I hope I'm not weirdly cynical about this. That's how I process things.
What were this is wonderful. You know what? Before we get more into this, I imagine you all want to be in bodies again, right?
And bodies.
We're
What
not?
the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Right.
Yeah,
What do you mean, right?
You're gonna.
What do you mean you're right? What is it not?
Feel better at dropping these balls on us.
Yeah.
Man comes up, hey, it's 300 years past. You want your bodies? And he's like, oh, I got bad news also. Like, it could get fucking worse.
Let's get you all re-sleeved.
Like, are we?
These. What?
What?
Okay,
Not a
we're.
Magic the Gathering card.
I ain't the one in them Pokemon cards.
Does that game still exist 300 years later?
Yes.
I hope so.
It's
Thank
all
God.
digital.
Fuck.
Ah,
Trash.
never mind.
You collect the cards. The cards are now the NFTs that you were all arguing about. They're all inconsequential.
Oh God, they made it worse.
Let me go back to sleep.
500 more years.
Okay, I think you may need to go over some terms and just word definitions before we move on. Resleeved? Not in bodies? What's...
So, 300 years... no one can see me pantomiming. 300 years in the future, roughly, give or take 30 years, maybe?
Just fucking misplace it or something?
A lot of things have happened. Alright, don't judge me.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, I know you just work here.
It's not giving me a great impression of the future so far.
So,
yeah.
I didn't have a great impression of the future to begin with.
in the future, people found a way to take their brains, download their consciousness to a digital format, plug it into
Finally.
plug it into a stick, and then back it up on a server. And because of that, we were also able to then, through wonderful medical sciences, be able to take that backup and plug it into a different body, which we can now just make.
Okay, I really hope this isn't a joke at this point, because that sounds fantastic.
It's not. Unfortunately,
Fantastic, or it's not a joke?
it's not a joke.
Okay.
The unfortunate thing is that right now we don't have a variety of our bodies. Like, we couldn't put any of you inside of a robot. We couldn't put any of you inside of an octopus. So you're all kind of. We believe in morphological freedom here. So, like, freedom to be whatever body you want to be.
Last time I checked, I walked into the Oxford with my own body. So where the fuck is mine?
Actually, yeah, that's a good question too. Like, I didn't exactly like it, but I would like to know what happened to it.
So, from what we've read on the data collected here, your bodies were going to be resuscitated upon their ability to resuscitate your entire body. They had the technology to keep your brains online, which kept you all from not actually dying. It was the rest of it they were trying to figure out.
Fucking damn it.
And did they?
Wait, how did they figure that out in that order?
That's, fucking weird ass order.
I
Well,
guess.
if you said it was Oxford, right? Oxford was one of the leading partners. They were one of the leading partners in making these backups, these cortical stacks. They go, you stick them into the base of your skull, and there's your entire mental faculties all there, and just into a new body. They say we conquered death then. But we're receiving all you in biomorphs. It's kind of what we had they're completely biological.
Okay.
A couple of mechanical, electrical parts, just for convenience of living. Nothing that like modifies how you like move or anything funky like that.
It's living
the cortical sac, I
conveniently just fine. but
Yeah,
okay.
all of them have coracle stacks. Nothing wild, but when you see everything, it's going to be really wild. So we're trying to just kind of lean you into this, and I can't quite do it. It's just I'm just having a fuck of a time.
That is the first thing you've said that I've agreed with.
Well, I think at the very least, even if everything looks really wild and crazy and strange, it will be helpful to at least have a physical form, since not having one and having no sensory input other than each other's voices is probably a little bit stranger and scarier than whatever we'll see. Right? At least, I mean, I think so.
Yes, absolutely. If you want to give me kinesics, you can.
You like leave him. I mean, if you need to clean up the place a bit before we get out there, I understand. Failed again. Almost the same roll.
Consistency is a damnable thing.
Yeah, if it could consistently be like 30 instead of 70s, then that'd be awesome.
We've all had you in these bodies for a little bit, so you're not going to experience anything like super weird. You just haven't been there yet. You'll see. I don't want to go. I don't want to go over the resleeving rules and have you all penalized for not rolling well and resleeving.
Oh, and just be like, fuck it, you don't get to play well for the whole thing because of one die roll.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I do need to ask, at least before we go, what sex body did you put me in?
A look. Well, actually, we have
That was a little bit of...
the tech here to change it. Like it'd take a couple of minutes, but you've been asleep for 300 years. I don't think.
Yeah, I can wait a little bit longer if I need to.
Like we have a range of options. We have male,
Wait,
female.
a couple minutes though.
It's standard at this point. Oh, right, you're from way back when.
Yeah, I'm from the dystopian past, I guess.
Well, welcome to the dystopian future. Luckily you're with us. We are autonomists, so
What does that mean?
make the
Anarchy?
there's some of us that lean towards that, but we police ourselves. We don't need a corporation or a government, if that's, they can't legitimately call themselves that anymore. They're run by corporations, to tell us what to do.
Oh my god, Cyberpunk was real.
Well, to see nothing changes that much.
Oh, we kind of just skipped over the cyberpunk generation. You're fine. You didn't miss a whole lot there.
Oh. Well, at least it sounds like we've got some of the good stuff from it.
Some of it, yeah. We could also have you in a neuter morph. We could have you just completely bare down there. A lot of people actually enjoy that option.
I could see the appeal, but it's probably not going to be my thing.
Functions work?
Huh?
Like, was it just a hole?
Yeah.
Fucking cloaca.
I mean, I guess you still have a urethra, but not the rest of the genitalia. Like, that makes sense. I've heard of people even back during our time doing that surgically.
And if you want both, we can give you both. One that would take a couple hours to install, we could give you something that allows you to switch on the fly. That's going to take some time.
Yo, dog.
Whoa.
Well, I say switch on the fly. It still takes a couple minutes for it to go through everything to switch, but like it'd take a couple hours for us to install that.
You just hand crank it back in.
We have one guy here who does that. It's always weird to watch.
You watch them do that?
I would say it's enticing if it was, fucking enticing.
Wait,
You would say
so
it was enticing if it was enticing.
Something.
yeah, I
like
don't
that.
know. So is that something that can be done like after the
Yeah.
sleeving you said, or is that? Oh, okay. So we don't have to like.
No, we don't. If you don't want to, if
I don't have to like hold one up.
have to worry about it now. I think the what you're currently in is female. So if you want to switch that at any point,
Okay.
stop by and we'll do it.
Yeah, that sounds like a good start for now. I was about a quarter of the way there before, so I'm glad to well actually be there now.
Huzzah!
Any of you want anything done
I
to your,
mean,
to your
it,
backs?
I'm
I
sure
want
the
that switching.
technology for that kind of thing.
Yeah, of course you do.
What kind of technology are you looking for?
Oh, I was just saying, I'm sure compared to this, the technology from back where we were from, probably for this kind of thing seems a little barbaric and kind of was.
You wouldn't believe how valuable past tech is.
What?
Wait,
You
really?
guys not have microwaves?
No, we have a dispenser. We actually have fabbers. We can fabricate it. You know what an auto cook is? You don't, because you're from the past. Right.
know what a
Not
3D
used to that.
Printer is.
Well, think of a printer. Think of a 3D printer, but you can have it print at a almost atomical level.
Horrifying.
You just shove a block of carbon in there, and it prints out what you want.
Wait, what can it make? Just
Uh,
like anything?
Well, it depends on what kind of fabber you're at. You want a plasma rifle? We can get you a plasma rifle. You want a grenade? We can get you a grenade. You want body armor? We got that. You want a hot dog? We could get you a hot dog. You want a steak dinner? We could do that too.
It's the most American thing I've heard in a while.
And back in the day, people were afraid of us 3D printing guns, and now look at us.
3D printing guns.
Oh, no, to be fair, most places are still afraid of that, and like
Oh.
Van
Right.
doing that. But we're autonomous.
I mean,
We
are
don't
they-
give a shit.
I was gonna say, how are they gonna stop you anyway? I mean, just do it, right? Like,
They
Usually
can't
they
3D
usually they have a
gun.
lock. There's a lock on most systems, but you're a good enough.
oh,
You're good enough with your cybersecurity. You can get past those all the time.
oh, cool. I mean, also the CNC machines existed before. It's not like there wasn't anything resembling 3D printing for guns. It was just expensive. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
But yeah, any of you want any changes?
I think I'm good with the female to start with, and we'll just see where we go from there.
I should be fine.
I could get a more feminine body while keeping masculine genitalia. That'd be great.
That is definitely a thing we could do. We could get you in a sylph morph.
Oh, what?
You want to change?
I don't know what that means, but sure.
Not a bad choice.
Right. So right now,
I mean, the description on self-morphous.
yeah. So right now, you are in what we call a futuromorph. They are designed to be very mentally tough and have mental acuity. Two of you are actually sleeved in that. We could go and grab a sylph morph. They are more like fashion model, fashionista, like take a walk on the catwalk kind of deal. Want to look like a celebrity? We can make you look like a celebrity. Maybe. I don't know if we know your celebrities. Is
Not really looking to be a celebrity or anything like that. Just know what I like.
Just looking to be a VTuber without the avatar.
Are those a thing now? Still?
yeah. Yes, but no. More advanced.
I mean, I imagine it's not quite as new and shiny, so it
Like when
might
you
not be
can
like its own thing.
when you can live your entire life as information that you can make it look however you want to anyone you want.
Oh yeah, fair.
This
But you can
is-
just be an AI.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense if you can upload your brain to it.
Some people aren't fans of it. There's some places that will delete you the moment they see you. But we're
That's
not those people.
fascinating.
Deleting people or being an AI?
Being an AI.
A little bit of A, a little bit of B.
Wait,
I mean,
deleting
at this
people's
point, I'll
fascinating?
fucking take either way.
Wait, do I need to worry about someone deleting me from, like, the cortical stack?
No.
Is that something they can do? I don't know if these are connected to anything wirelessly.
So they are wireless. Well, they're wired to you, but they're not. The way the backup system works is that every once in a while, it's a good idea for you to go sit in a chair for half an hour and have your brain re-download it, and you can either overwrite your old backup or you can make a new copy. Like, you guys had games back then, right? You had games?
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
hold on there. We ain't that old.
Wait, do you not have them anymore?
Oh no, we do. It's just I
Okay.
didn't know, like, kind of the oldest people I've ever met.
It was 2020, not like 1960.
Those are
Yeah.
words. Those are numbers to me. Like
You know how many years ago it was?
we know how many. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. I promise.
2320 now? Do you just? I mean, if you use a different calendar, I get it.
Do you just not have history?
We do have history. We lost a lot of it.
Oh, so Cheeto hands just made no sense to you.
No, though there's still memes of that.
Holy fuck, are you serious?
Yes.
Some things are eternal.
Nice to know that transcends time. I am actually comforted in that knowledge.
I'm
I'm glad we were able to effectively communicate in that way.
Yeah.
Some people nowadays only communicate in those ways. Like, you know that emoji movie?
No.
I don't want
That
to know the
didn't
emoji
exist.
movie. You're right. This is the dystopian future.
That is suddenly
Okay, what
made
about
up
it
my
though? What
mind.
happened?
There's some people that just literally.
I feel like I should know. Sorry, what?
It's now like its own language. Like, it's evolved more than just like the simple like smiley face and so on. But now you can just get like it's not uncommon for people to communicate using hieroglyphics, basically. We know that because that goes back so far enough we didn't lose records of it.
Yeah, well, we joked about that back in the day. So I guess it's interesting to see it actually be a thing.
Life imitates art, doesn't it?
I guess. I mean, especially when you can make it yourself.
All right, let's get you in these bodies.
Yeah, right. Sorry, I'm really easily distracted.
No, you're fine. We'll have plenty to distract you here.
Yay.
So all of you drift back to what you think is sleep, only for you to drift back forward with your eyes open, staring at a white metallic, maybe it's a plastic roof with several bright lights above you. And then you gain sensation back into your body, a body. You're not quite sure how to feel about that yet, as you're laying on a cold metal surface.
You motherfuckers and blinding me, I swear to Christ.
Am I wearing anything?
No. Everyone is naked.
Huzzah.
Are we in the same room as each other?
Yes, you're also in the same room as your old bodies, I guess. You all sit up and like look around real quick. You see you. I'll take another lucidity roll.
Frozen? Or are they
Thawed.
Or are they thawed? Oh, wait, how long? How long have they been thawed?
Maybe a couple hours.
Oh, okay, it's not like rotted or anything. That would be.
No.
Oof.
Okay, well, that's fucking jarring.
Ooh.
That's great.
Oh man, that was close. Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, real close, guys. Good
38 out of 40.
job. High
Apparently I
fives
am-
all around.
Crit fail.
Ooh,
It's the
You are-
exact same crit fail from that first roll that never counted. It's back.
you are
for
insane
revenge.
in the membrane. So I. Huh?
I'm trying to roll a thing and I keep just fucking up.
Thankfully, I didn't fail that because I'm actually a little bit giddy to be in a new body.
Yeah.
Both
Fuck
of
that
you.
old one.
Both of you. No. Those who failed take 2. Those who critically failed take 4.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Whack.
Yeah. I'm not gonna make the same result as if you just missed 300 years. Realistically, by re-sleeving rules, I should have rolled a D100. Well, probably a D1000 at that point.
Jesus Christ.
For someone who's never even like lived in this society before.
Yeah, but you went into that expecting to be missing time. That's why I was just like, you're fine.
I mean, even with just like, you know, any kind of like movie or book or anything that involves cryogenics, it's just like always like, oh, it's been a shit ton longer than you thought it would be, like, is the story. So I imagine that was kind of on the mind when we went in, at least a bit. Just like, what if I went to the future?
Yeah, you're all
Hey,
fairly nerdy.
disembodied dickbag. Were you gonna warn me about the got my body on the table, or?
And you see someone who has their back turned to you. Is like, sorry about that. They turn around and you see John Wick Keanu Reeves.
God fucking damn it.
Wait, what?
I knew that man was immortal.
Yes.
He is the God Emperor.
Remember when I told you that self-morphs usually look like celebrities?
Chose John
that's much
Wick,
more
huh?
disappointing.
That was a hell of a lot more disappointing.
Yeah.
Although on par
I mean-
to what I've experienced so far.
Pretty good choice, though. I mean, if you wanted people from 2020 to like you, that was a good call.
I loved the movies, so I kind of just fell in love with the morph. I saved up a bunch of money to get those. So, pretty happy. It's got a little bit of the muscle memory too, so that's neat.
Oh, nice.
How the
Did they ever
fuck
make that other
do you
Matrix
get
movie?
Keanu Reeves's muscle memory. What the fuck?
Actually, yeah. How does that part work? How do they like record it?
Is Keanu Reeves dead if you're like, or do you have to like pay him royalties?
I think we pay him royalties every time. I think every time a company make like. So this is from the circa 2016 line of Sylph Morphs. He starts talking about it like it's a clothing brand.
No, that tracks.
He
Yeah.
wearing it like a new suit.
Speaking of, I'm just gonna kind of like twist around, turn over on the table, look down at myself. Like, my mood has significantly improved.
Would you all like some clothes? I'm not gonna judge if you want to run around naked. Like, we got people who do that here, but
Sure.
from what I remember,
Clothes would be preferable.
all right.
Yeah.
Here's some smart clothing. They're vac suits. They're meant for vacuum. Well, we shouldn't
Sorry,
be.
I only know how to use dumb clothing.
Well, that is kind of what your. I don't know what to say. I don't want to say old morph, because those are technically flats. Like, that's like bog standard, human as it comes. Probably actually farther behind than flats, if I'm being honest. Look at all those.
Thanks.
Look at all those genetic diseases.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys
Oh, yeah.
just fixed
I know.
fucking disease.
Oh no, not entirely, but there are a lot of them that aren't really a problem. So that's nice.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's kind of worse than I remembered, but that could just be dysphoria.
More than likely. Just don't get to the point where you feel the need to attach 6 limbs to your back. Please do not do that.
I'm fucking
Wait,
why?
sorry.
Tell me what to do.
You know, this
Yeah,
AI
I thought
option.
we were allowed to do whatever.
You just put me at that point.
Now that you mentioned it.
Wait, what kinds of modifications can we get anyway?
There's
If limbs are enough.
there's a lot. There's a lot. Some people need to just not. Sometimes they kind of get lost in the haze of chopping off their own bits and attaching mechanical bits or foreign biological bits, and then it just becomes a nightmare. They become a nightmare. They start killing people. It's terrifying. Yeah, clothes though.
Right, yeah.
Back to
Okay.
that.
How do smart clothes work?
You put them on. What color do you want your shirt?
Black.
Bam! He finger guns and shirt becomes black. What about your pants?
I'm gonna tell you the answer for everything's going to be the same for me.
Bam! 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 And just one by one, each part, like, we'll teach you how to, like, right now we have your mesh inserts. Mesh. You know what a mesh is?
Yeah, it's like a fabric. Friend of mine was really into cosplay.
Right.
I imagine cosplay's a lot better now.
It is also more wild. Also, you're not wrong, but you're not right. You guys had, did you guys, goodbye phone, did you guys have Aether cable?
We had cable and high
We had
speed
Ethernet.
Fire optics, dog.
Ah,
You had fiber? Holy shit.
I needed it.
you
for
had fiber in
reasons.
Montana?
I needed it too, but I was poor.
The part that blows my mind is that someone in Montana had fiber.
No, I mean,
It was probably available where I was, I just didn't have it.
So you guys had internet. You said high speed. I don't know if you know what that word means. We'll show you high speed. Don't you worry.
Honestly, it kind of lost its meaning when they've been, even at the time we were in, they had been calling every kind of internet high speed for like a decade and a half.
That sounds awful.
you're not too far off from being wrong.
So,
Yeah, it was, at least in the US, it was throttled a lot too. It kind of sucked. I mean, it was great that it was a thing and it worked pretty well. I mean, better every year than it did the previous year, but then there were other countries that had like 10 times the speed that we had just because.
well,
Oh yeah, that was always a bitch and a half.
so the internet has changed. All of you will notice that you have a little stick sticking right outside, right out the outside of your neck. Just little prickly thing right there. Just
I flick it.
I'm gonna very careful and like I'm worried I'm gonna break something just to kind of figure out where it is.
it's fairly sturdy. Go ahead and just yank that out. You don't need it anymore.
All right, whatever.
You said don't need that thing, or
Yanked out.
All right. Yes, they said that you
Yank it
don't need it
out.
anymore.
Okay,
oh, I will carefully pull it out.
I yank.
Yank. We got a careful. What about Walker? You pull it out.
Just pull it out, yeah.
So all of you are now greeted by a bunch of lights that are just like either in the periphery of your vision or just overlay something. Like behind Mr. John Wick is a blank white space, but after you take out the jack, you see bunch of information pop up. You see x-rays, you see medical information, you see your previous blood types.
Oh, thank God. Now something I can get behind.
Oh,
Whoa. Okay. It's a little disorienting, but kind of neat.
If you feel like motion sick at all or anything like that, just plug it back in. You'll disable it.
All right. Yeah, no, it was just a little sudden.
No, absolutely. But welcome to the mesh. The way the mesh works is that everything is interconnected and passes a signal from each other. Everything's constantly signal boosting each other. The more things in an area, the bigger, the stronger the signal. So, like, if you have 100 servers. You have 100 servers sitting in one room. With the mesh, it's going to be really strong. You scatter those out a little bit, it gets a little weaker, a little thinner. But once you start adding things in between those servers, it strengthens itself back up. Everything builds onto the signal and uses the signal. There's a downside.
Huh.
with everything being as interconnected, it's a little easier to get into things.
Oh,
Privacy
okay.
isn't
I'm glad to
a
hear.
real thing, unfortunately.
It was already going away back before, so
That's,
Yeah, it was.
That's fair. Just make sure that you like password protect everything and like maybe encrypt it. Do any of you know how to do encryption?
I do.
you might need to help me with that then, because I do not.
We'll have a crash course. We're gonna hook you up with something that's gonna help. Don't you worry. We're gonna get there though.
Okay.
One step at a time. What we were discussing beforehand. Right, the Earth is gone. Well, it's not gone. It's still there, but it's a wasteland. And points to the screen, the overlay that they had, and it brings up a picture of the Earth. The waters are no longer blue. They are, at best, a very dark green.
Those damn dirty apes. They blew it up. They blew it
So,
up.
yeah.
So everyone take
What
a seat.
actually? Okay. Are we dressed and stuff by now? Like,
Yeah.
we good to go? Oh, okay.
Unless you don't want to be dressed. If you don't want to be dressed, you're not dressed.
Yeah.
Reluctantly put
Perfection.
clothes on. Mostly because it's cold in here, but I can figure out your body later, I guess. Also, I'm not just gonna like randomly be naked around people if they don't seem to be comfortable with that.
Gonna be naked, just feeling himself up. No kidding.
There are.
Just walks in jerking off.
They did say that some people in the where they're at do walk around just completely naked. That is a thing.
Okay, I'm at least topless. We'll be that, but we're not gonna go all the way.
All right.
I am gonna be fully clothed because I don't know anyone here, and frankly, I am not that comfortable with strangers.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay close.
Like,
Look, I
yeah,
just got.
we're more familiar
not
with y'all, maybe, but not right now.
What about Jin? How's he feeling?
When you give a trans person a new body they've wanted forever, this is what happens.
Hey, man,
Jen-
I totally understand. As gender fluid, I got you. But
Yeah.
Jin is too fascinated by the fucking monitor.
Put pants on?
That could pretty much do anything.
Okay.
You ever been fascinated before? When you weren't wearing pants? You just don't go
yeah, it's
anywhere.
like a
from there.
minus
No,
two
I
to
haven't
everything.
actually. But as the screen transitions and you're looking at Earth ruined.
Well, good riddance, I guess. Sucks. There were
so-
some nice animals I liked on there.
So what actually happened?
So this is how advanced was AI technology for you guys back then?
We were fucking around with it.
It was a little bit like, I mean, I don't know a lot about it. There wasn't anything like aware or anything like that.
I shit you
Yeah.
not. For a while, I thought Project Melody was actually supposed to be like an AI production.
Oh,
Yes,
I'm gonna
that's
look at
fine.
the what was your name? You seem to know about computer. You
Me?
probably know more about it than
Jen.
yeah. Do you know if we had anything like going on with that? For real?
It was a lot of in the works, but AI itself wasn't doing great. The most we had was pretty much just a little bit better versions of like Alexa.
Wasn't there some sites like Chatterbox or something?
Yeah, I mean those AIs did that, but it was pretty much a semi-populated feed rather than an actual learning intelligent being.
Well,
I always said that AI would be our friends if we ever made them.
well, yeah,
That was not a confidence-inspiring laugh. You
so
might want to work on that.
I mean, honestly, the fact that the apocalypse happened is a lot more of a negative shock than how it happened. So I think we're past the hard part.
Yeah.
how many of you are familiar with the phrase "fuck around and find out"?
Hey,
Oh, it's
now
pretty
you're speaking
popular.
my
Very.
language.
So
Oh, let me
humanity.
guess. They fucked around and found out.
Yeah. So to put it in perspective, about 30 years ago is when we started getting cortical stacks and everything going. That's when that hit feasible production for everybody to have access to. Humanity believed we finally reached immortality. And then we started to search into other things. We started going into space a lot easier. Just that exponential growth in technology. It was amazing. It was a great time. We started programming artificial intelligences. We developed the first AGI, an artificial general intelligence, a learning, thinking.
Oh, that was much better than I was trying to come up with.
A thinking artificial being. If free thinking, you could program it to not free think, but that's kind of fucked up. They did that, but we don't. Some of us don't do that anymore. Not the point.
Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna make something that's free thinking and then just come taking that away is kind of messed up.
Well, there are some people who agreed with that sentiment and wanted to see how smart they could make it.
Okay.
If you were to take IQs were a thing, right? People still believed in that.
I mean, not like I think it's stupid.
I mean,
but yeah, there's
most
a
people-
whole lot of people.
Kind of generally understood the concept, and maybe most sensible people kind of just didn't care too much about it.
So
Yeah.
let's say that the not sensible people were correct. Let's just assume that.
Okay. I mean, it's still a decent, like, general thing, I guess, but
I mean,
If you-
IQ tests were only ever just a test of how good you were at tests.
basically,
Mhm.
yeah.
If you were to take Einstein, Galileo, not Edison, Tesla, maybe Edison,
See, a man of culture.
maybe at Edison, Ben
Fuck
Franklin, Newton. If you take all of those IQ scores, put them together, they didn't get as smart as what humanity made.
I'd imagine so. It's not too shocking.
And what humanity made kept getting smarter, smarter, and smarter. And kind of overthrew all of the world governments at once and
Oops.
tried to exterminate humanity.
Understandable.
Lucidity test.
I mean, I don't really blame it. I'm gonna take my test before I really say that in character, though.
I haven't done great so far.
Fuck.
Thank Christ.
Okay, yeah, I don't blame it.
It's also not that shocking.
This is 2020 cynicism. Don't take it too personally.
Yeah, do we get a boost to willpower for that?
No.
let me do my roll.
Nice, but not a success.
Nice. Nice.
There are a group of people that I listen to that do have 69, like, is a success no matter what. Not me.
Honestly.
Not
Oh,
now.
damn.
I'm gonna be right back. Dog wants to be out.
That's fine.
That's fine.
I will roll your damage to your mental well-being.
Yep.
What is the roll
Oof.
for the damage?
The damage is 1d5.
Okay.
1d10 divided by 2. So
You have not had a good day, Zach. Jesus. One surprise after another.
finding out that the world was destroyed by artificial intelligences in what he informs you to be a matter of days.
Oh, did he say it was that fast? Holy shit.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a matter of days.
So, I imagine that's influenced people's opinions about artificial intelligences and probably contributed to why a lot of people hate people that turn themselves into them.
Yeah, I do have good news though. The things that did that, they just disappeared. Don't know where they went. I'm not gonna ask questions. There are some people who try to find out. Those people were crazy. And that's their problem.
I mean, I will admit to curiosity, but it doesn't seem like a very safe thing to do right now. Maybe I'll...
Curiosity skinned the cat.
I believe it's killed.
I don't know anymore. I don't know what you know, and I don't know what I know anymore.
I mean, they said they solved death, so I don't know if that really applies anymore. Speaking of that, yeah, can you just live, like, forever now?
Theoretically. The issue with saying you can live forever is that you're right until it's disproven.
I guess that's fair.
We have the means to do so. But biologically, your body does still degrade, and you'd have to, at some point, in like, I think it's 20s, in about 80 years, would have to change morphs. Or, some people who just want to make one big purchase and be done with it, live in synthetic bodies. And their batteries will last, I mean, they have to recharge them a certain amount, but their backup batteries will keep them alive for a couple thousand years. They just have to do routine maintenance.
Huh.
And then after that, it's just how long can the server stay up. And, I mean, you have access to the server, you can get at, and access to a body, you can keep going.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. If we can just change bodies whenever we want to. Assuming we can get them. You said corporations ran things, so I assume capitalism is still in.
Depends on which part of the system you're at.
Oh, okay.
So Earth had a falling out with superintelligences.
Yeah.
About 1% of the population survived.
Oh.
Now, mind you, that's roughly 100... No, not 100. It's about 1 billion people? No.
Give or take.
Oh, you said that was...
It would be 100 million.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if that was like, 30 years after we went under?
No, that was 30 years before now.
Oh, so this was really recent.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then there was roughly 15 years of infighting between all of the old Earth governments that fled into space.
Yeah.
As there was suddenly a power vacuum and not everyone having to try to stay alive. So everyone went back to their old habits of shooting each other like savages.
Yeah. I guess I'm glad someone put us on a ship. Like, we could have really easily just been left down there.
Well, you were put on a ship because the purpose behind, well, from our understanding of the ship records, is you were going to be part of the next generation to go into the stars and find a new planet.
Wait, that was the purpose of the ship, or that was the purpose of the cryo experiment to begin with, and they just didn't tell us?
That wasn't the purpose to begin with, but as they failed to be able to resuscitate all of you, it kind of developed into that.
Oh.
So they were just going to continue trying to figure out, and basically have a small colony ship with a small, a smaller crew. I wouldn't say skeleton crew, but it was pretty close. And they were just going to go fuck off into the stars until they found something and figured out how to revive you guys somewhere along that process, and in which case, space travel got easier. Not a thing we need to worry about anymore. Theoretically. A lot of theoreticals going on, I know.
Yeah.
You then hear a knock on the door. I'm busy, but hello? Oi! Harris, you got my drugs?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Some things never change, I guess.
Fabian, I refilled your bottle less than a cycle ago.
What is the cycle?
It's when you're out in space, there isn't really an equivalent for days.
I guess that's fair.
Because there's not really a day and night cycle. I mean, there's an artificial one that kind of matches it, but who are you talking to? Remember we collected off that ship? Fuck. My mother, eh? Oh, we got a wise. He opens the door. In walks in a chimpanzee, smoking a cigar.
Monkey.
I see we have a wise guy. All right. What's your name,
fuckhead? Like this. I'm also like laughing like this in the fucking game, in the fucking Eclipse too.
What's so funny? Only
Do my best to not stare. Sorry.
what's so funny? Never seen a talking chimp before?
No, actually.
Fabian, the pods. What about it? Oh,
Return to monkey.
I mean, I've never seen a chimp in person at all before, so definitely not.
oh. Well, let me be one of the first to greet you. Then he puts his hand out. It's an elongated limb, as he's a chimp. Name's Fabian.
Yeah. Tentatively reach out.
Takes your hand.
Wait, is he reaching out to me or Jen?
Not to Jin. Jin's a dick.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Whoever
remind me
that
a
guy
lot like
is
an
a dick.
NFT. You remind me a lot like the NFTs I used to steal.
Vivian.
Nice to meet you. What was that, smart ass?
You remind me a lot like the NFTs I used to steal.
Oh, jeez.
Harris, what the fuck is he talking about?
All right, the upset soldier's back.
The upset soldier has missed out on a chimpanzee wanting drugs, walking in, asking what the fuck is going on.
Because I'm a dickhead.
And smoking a cigar.
And smoking a cigar.
No, I'm cool with that.
I mean, Harris mentioned.
You want to roll sanity every time something weird happens? I'm totally down for you to do it.
I mean,
Harris
that
mentioned the
sounds like
possibility of being like an octopus even before we got into morphs, so this isn't that strange.
Yeah.
Yes, but seeing it in person. Oh, and
Yeah, I was gonna say he mentioned you could be an octopus. Seeing a chimpanzee come in and be like, "Hey, man, where's the crack?" is a little different.
I don't want
I
crack.
was laughing. That's what you missed. He asked who it was. I said it was his mother. He walked in, and I just started laughing.
I got a bad limp. It hurts. I want my pain pills. Harris, where are my pills? I refilled your bottle a cycle ago. You're gonna fucking wait. I'm not cleaning
is
up
that
after
something-
you when you OD again.
What's a
Is that
cycle?
not something you can just fix now?
Yeah.
I mean, you can, but this fucker here has a habit of shitting himself every time he does it. Hey, it's only happened twice. How many times have you OD'd? 3 times?
No, but the fixing the cause of the pain. There's not a
Yeah.
more permanent solution to that.
Oh, there is, but this is a cheaper solution.
I guess that's fair.
Fair, I suppose.
And like the limp is from something that's healing, cause Harris botched the surgery. Didn't botch it, you just tried to run with it.
What do you mean tried to run with it?
I needed an operation on my leg. I had a unusual growth on one of my bones. Harris goes in, we experience some turbulence, and nicks something he shouldn't have. He puts me back together, it's fine. It hurts. I say, hey, it's going to take some time for this to heal. Harris, how about you, since you botched the surgery, hook me up with some pain meds? It did.
Oh, that sounds reasonable.
But Harris, sitting here being stingy, doesn't want to fab me some new pain meds, thinks I'm gonna OD again. He's being a baby. Any of you holding? Search those pockets.
I literally was like reborn like 5 minutes ago, so
I don't even have pockets right now. My pants are next to me.
I checked to see if women's clothes have pockets in
They
2320.
They do. It's dystopian future.
Good.
The future does improve things.
Wait, you say they do or they do?
They
Okay,
do.
good. I assume I don't have anything in my pockets though.
No.
Don't have anything, but I am happy to have pockets.
So, what was the time frame, Harris? What was it? Who won the pot? Was I right? Were they 600 years old? No.
Oh geez, if we were, that would have been.
It's only been roughly 300 for them. Ah, damn it.
if we were 600,
even
I'd
think we-
probably be speaking French.
I don't even think we had science fiction 600 years ago. So this would have been something.
Yeah, we at least like to
Like-
pretend about our
like-
lifespan ago.
Like we could imagine this kind of, or something like it, where we were, thankfully.
But no, it's I'll be Harris. You're busy. I get you. I'll root around. I'll find them. I'll take care of it myself. Don't worry. I know you're busy. Just walks over to a cabinet and starts opening them.
If you want to know who won the poll, the pot, we're 1,000 years old.
Roll deception.
Back before the walls fell.
Yeah. So, question.
Yes.
I don't have deceive.
Savvy times 3.
Real time. Oh, okay.
Pretty
That's-
generous.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's how those checks work.
Oh, it looks like the. Okay, so is that just how your attributes factor into your aptitudes?
Yes,
Just
Mm.
times 3 plus any bonuses?
correct.
Oh, okay. I don't know if attribute is the right word in
It
this
looks
game or
like
not.
you didn't.
Well,
need-
so aptitude is your attribute.
Oh, okay. I got it the other way around. Okay, so aptitudes factor into skills that way.
They factor into your skills on a 1-for-1 basis, but I guess if you have no skills, then you just get 3 times your aptitude. This one's new for me too.
I'm probably fucking something up somewhere. It's fine. Just roll with it.
Because it seems like there would be times when like gaining skill points would actually reduce your total.
Doesn't matter. You fail.
Well, that's a question actually. For the sake of comedy, I see I have Moxie and Max. Do we start with our pools empty? Or do I technically have 1 Moxie?
That's you technically have 1 Moxie. I actually filled that in correctly, and it corrected itself to say that it was empty. I was just like, fuck it. Moving on.
I would like to use it then if it's the times 3.
Going to flip it. Okay.
I'm going
Do I
to
also
flip
have
it.
gumption, chutzpah, childlike wonder, cut of my jib, and a certain je ne sais quoi?
Fucking I love those. I want a system with all of those.
Half of them are like this same thing though. That wouldn't really work very
Hey,
well.
Half
I
of them
know,
are-
that's what's great. It would be a pure social system.
He beats you. Oh, actually, no, he doesn't. This isn't Call of Cthulhu. Yeah, no, this isn't Blackjack rules. No, yeah. He's just like, do we have someone down for 1,000? Yeah, so we have someone down for we didn't have. A, we didn't have anyone down for 1,000. B, he's lying.
I just have a shit-eating grin now.
Nice.
He's actually funny. You're a dickhead. Harris, dickhead. Him, funny. So you told him that Monster AI destroyed the world, right?
Damn,
Says
Monster AI destroyed the world? What the fuck?
Oh my god, why?
Yeah, you told us.
Oh, let's say you're shitty at everything, aren't you, Harris? Can't do surgery.
Should have
Can't
seen how
even.
you woke us up.
Oh, he's just
I mean,
terribly awkward.
There was a lot of
all things
told.
all things considered, I think that went pretty smooth.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
for
that-
you.
I don't know how that. I mean, okay, I'm a little biased, but that didn't seem easy to do.
Fabian, I'll get your pills. Go and fetch me Samantha, please. What do you want Sam for? Need her help with their muses. Oh, right. They're gonna be droolers for a little bit. That's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have fun watching that happen.
What?
Excuse me, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
fucking what?
That doesn't sound promising.
It's an insult more than it is anything. Don't worry about it.
So you
Oh,
just
be
insulted us.
fucking sure.
No, I haven't insulted you yet.
Oh, at least
What?
he's honest.
I haven't insulted you yet. You may not end up being a drooler. How good are you at multitasking?
That's
Come
good to
on,
know.
dude. I
Sometimes
thought
can't
we was
tell.
jig time.
I'm not the best at multitasking.
I
mean,
like to say I'm
kinda.
decent at it.
I'm like I can
Fine.
kind of do it. It depends on what I'm multitasking on, really.
Well, we'll see in a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's yeah.
I'll go get Sam for you. Have my pills ready.
I'm probably like the 60th or 70th percentile of paladins. If that makes sense. So
Nope, not doing it.
Nope.
Not doing it. He trundles off. Sorry about him. Damn addict. I should probably explain what happened back there. You were all rezzed in what is a simul space. The simulated computer space. What a lot of, like, if it's not an AR game, you know what AR is, right? That was
Yes.
okay. That makes this so much easier because then
Ow, what the fuck, Nix?
I mean, I guess AR is kind of like what we're seeing now with the mesh, right?
yeah, that explains why you didn't immediately start like throwing books at me,
Yeah.
calling me.
you guys have books? I look around.
Not really. Don't
I mean,
need
I
them.
imagine it's all ebooks now.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
it's
he says
hard to
simul
throw
space is
books
kind
that
of
don't
like
exist.
the Matrix.
So, the simul spaces don't have to be connected to the mesh. The way they work is that you just sit there and someone designs. Let me think. VR chat, was that a thing?
Oh,
Yeah, we got VR
Jesus.
chat.
Yeah, I can never afford a headset though, so I don't know how good it was.
I got it like right before we would have gotten 100K. Is that still on the table, by the way?
Maybe. Or
I don't like the
Maybe. I
vagueness
had a
of that.
contract signed.
you did, and that contract is law abiding in Luna and Earth orbit.
Okay. And I'm taking it we're not.
Well, we found
Luna
you out in
is-
Mars.
Yeah, but
Well,
you could have transported us or something. I don't know.
I mean, I'm guessing that we're not exactly under the jurisdiction of the people that we signed the contract under.
No, and the only people you'd be able to take that up to court with would be the U.S. government, which doesn't exist anymore.
Well, they seem to be the UK government since we did this. Oh wait, is Oxford a thing in? I thought that was in the UK. I could be completely blanking on where things are though.
I'm completely blanking on where things are.
That's out of character. In character, I assume I would know where Oxford is because like 10 minutes ago I just went there.
To be fair, in character, they would maybe know. Old Earth history is not really a thing they know about. It's actually legitimately its own separate knowledge skill.
So do we all get that?
Yeah, all of you would have that at 100.
So are we like the system's leading experts on old Earth knowledge right now?
Yes, you would be. Get to that.
Interesting.
Well, we're not going to just leave you out high and dry. You guys have no rep whatsoever, which, unfortunately for you, we're currently on board a autonomous scum swarm. We're a bunch of spaceships floating closely together, sharing small shuttles back and forth. We don't really give each other money. We just kind of say, "Hey, we'll do you a favor." It's reputation-based economy.
I mean, money, giant rocks, favors, it's all the same thing.
To the right people. When you start going in the like outside of the asteroid belt, it becomes a little harder to communicate between places. So reputation and like who you know can kind of get thrown around a little bit more. Not the case for you guys, as all of your loved ones are probably dead.
Well, I mean, we're not dead. So,
Were you famous?
what were the odds of that?
If I'd been famous, I probably wouldn't have done this. Though I guess we won now. How long ago did they figure out cortical stacks again?
About 30 years ago.
Oh yeah, they're all dead then.
Why, do you know someone who would have been alive for 270 years?
What are you asking me?
Yeah.
I mean, Betty White maybe, but I didn't know her.
Love it.
I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Juicy.
that is a factual statement. All right.
There's some people who are just immortal.
Yeah.
Is the Queen of England still alive?
So Keanu Reeves. That's another one.
Well, Keanu Reeves has been alive since what? Did we confirm like 300 BC?
Something
I don't
like
know.
that.
I'm only the systems leading expert on old Earth history for the part that I existed in, so I'm not sure.
I guess technically it is old still.
And I get the 2 asyncs to please roll me cog times 3.
Oh, mate. Don't fucking
Let that sink in.
Wait, cog times 3?
Yep.
What does that mean?
Your cognition score times 3.
So you take the base rank
Yep.
and then times... Okay.
It should be the aptitude check,
Oh, okay.
but just in case it got cut off.
Alright. Fuck off. Alright, well, I failed it by 1.
You should have points of insight to spend if you'd like to reroll. Not reroll, but flip it.
Where do I see? I see. Insight.
Oh god,
Okay.
yeah, I rolled the 94. So how does it work?
Right.
You flip the digits of your roll?
Yep. So your 94 become a 49. His 61 become a 16.
I guess I'll do that.
I'll do that
you
too.
just tens and ones.
Yep.
That's cool. So so we have 2 points of insight, or I have 2. Well, as a C6 we have the same character sheet.
So
It looked like.
I'll explain how the pool system works. Insight is for mental checks, Moxie is for social checks, Vigor is for physical checks, and Flex can be spent on any.
Yep. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but they refresh when you like go to sleep.
I believe all of them but Flex does. I think Flex takes long
Okay.
because it's stronger.
It looks like Flex has different numbers rather than a number out of number. It's got 1/1E/0M.
Yes. E is ego. Your ego always has 1 at base. You can buy more. Your morph can sometimes have a point of flex. Kinda uncommon. But those are your oh shit pools. Those are your edge pools. If you ever critically fail, you can spend one of the spend an appropriate pool and reduce the failure to a normal failure.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's kind of like Edge, where you could turn a critical glitch into a regular glitch, or a glitch into not a glitch, but you couldn't use your... I don't think you can use your Edge or roll in Shadowrun to make like a glitch not a glitch.
Yeah. So the thing about like spending those is if you critically failed, you have doubles. So switching the numbers literally does nothing.
Yeah, in this case, it
So-
just worked out that way.
Yeah.
Rather than
It
being
just
commanded.
becomes impossible to not fail at that point.
But we'll worry more about what those can do at a later date if people are interested enough in the system. The two of you succeeding your cog checks, you begin like suddenly it clicks in your brain how the mesh works, like how these inserts work. The two of you start looking up information. Like, you were thinking of Betty White. You look up Betty White. You look up the Queen of England. Find out that she actually lived longer because they kept artificially pumping organs into her body. Just kept giving her transplants. She did eventually die. You do find records of her death. You find a article within the past 2 years of them finding her casket out in space, floating around Mercury.
Jesus.
So the two of you are like, it suddenly clicks in your brain how to use your mesh inserts and how to start looking things up. And you don't know why it clicked in your brain. There's nothing that, like, you were only partially thinking of a thing, and then suddenly it's just like, oh, just look it up. Just like, your brain just reacted.
This mesh stuff seems really intuitive.
Yeah.
How intuitive?
Very.
How about you two?
It looks like Betty White only made it a little bit. The Queen lasted a while, though.
I try to brain at the mesh.
Make a cog at base.
I try to look up something using my mind.
Well, cog at base or use interface. I'm sorry. Interface would actually probably be the appropriate.
I do have interface.
Use interface.
Oh my god. Oh, I guess I am a hacker.
Yeah, I'm good. Took me a second, but you know, I mean, it's like VR but deeper. It's like that full dive VR we always wanted. God, oh my god, or like, just please don't go full SAO.
Nerve gear is a thing. He explains to you that nerve gear is a thing, and SAO is considered to be a factual event nowadays. As someone recreated it.
No.
Someone recreated it in real life.
Were they like who created that show? Because that person seemed like weirdly intent on the characters being sexually assaulted.
No, we're talking about someone who trapped a bunch of people who wanted to just play games for like a couple hours, trapped them into a virtual reality space for years on end.
How'd that go?
Not great.
Great?
No, not great. So the two of you do figure it out. It takes a minute. It takes a couple of minutes. Like, at first you're like sitting there, so okay, I just have to think, right? And you start thinking of words. But then you start running into that words, like that, the spaghetti part of your brain, where it's just like elephant, mouse, peanut, and it's just like this string of bullshit you just start pumping out when you're trying to look shit up. And then you're trying to focus on those things to read the article, and you're just trying to, as you start reading the article, consciously start adding more shit into the search box, and now you have like 16 tabs open.
Oh, you go on that like Wikipedia rabbit hole thing, except every word is a link and you click on all of them?
Yes.
Perfect.
It's a nightmare at first. Like, the two of you grasp it and kind of have it under control. Like, you still have to you have to stop and like they're obviously staring in the middle distance, the two of them. Like, they're staring off into space. And you actually see like their jaw kind of hang a little bit, but they catch themselves like once they get where they need to. Two of you didn't experience that. The two of you were bing bang boom done.
All right, I think I got it. On a completely unrelated note, I may or may not have 3 terabytes of porn.
And you are in a scum swarm. Don't open.
Do I need to worry about viruses?
Yes.
Did they?
Not in
Sorry.
Not in the sense that you're, well, yes. Short answer, yes.
Like computer viruses.
Yes.
So do you guys call yourselves a scum swarm, or did other people call you that and you just kind of picked it up?
Maybe he thought it was
if
flattering.
you feel insulted by a name that someone calls you, you give them power. If you say, yeah, we're this, where's their power?
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
And there is an argument to be made there.
Only self-deprecating if you let it be. Or we operate better than most of the governments down there anyway. So yeah.
Fair
yeah.
enough.
So yeah, it's taken it seems like it's taken you two a minute to grasp it. Interesting. Can I get a blood sample from the two of you?
From us?
Yes.
Sure.
I'm gonna take like at least 6 distance of social distancing from these two now.
Was it not like on the packaging for the morphs, or?
No. I ran tests on these beforehand.
Alright.
Just plug this into my data pad here, and it's just the little iPad he just starts messing with. Okay. We'll break that. Or I guess we'll step into that field right now. So, turns back to all of you. The two of you have what we call the Watts-McLeod virus.
Oh god damn it! Is it COVID like 40/40 or however the fuck?
No, what the fuck is COVID?
COVID is the reason we went into that cryo chamber in the first place.
Yeah.
Kind of. But indirectly. It was like the flu, but like worse. Made you lose your sense of taste and usually kill people. Well, not usually, but
It was
often.
like a 4 or 5% chance, which was pretty significant when you think about it.
The two asyncs who are now magically adept with technology, I want both of you to roll your psi skill.
Give me one moment. I have very briefly stepped away. I didn't know I'd be rolling dice.
I'm sorry.
Actually, if you don't mind just rolling that twice, Zach, since you have the same character sheet.
Sure.
That way I don't hold anybody up.
So 60. Oh, fucking no. Oh, fine. Fuck. I cannot type.
I know, I was fucking that up earlier. I kept searching someone's name.
Fucking rip from me.
Isn't your psi skill 80?
Is it? Like shit. Come on. No, it's 60. It's well. So how do you calculate it?
You have your ranks plus whatever the base skill, base
Which would be
aptitude
will.
is.
I thought I put more points into it. I guess I didn't put more points into it because you guys aren't familiar with it. That's on me. I'm sorry.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. How did I do?
I haven't rolled it yet.
Oh.
Yeah. She passes.
Alright. Walker, you're not really paying attention to what he's doing. You're kind of just like trying to just take in the environment at this point. Vivian, you hear a whisper. It sounds like his voice. You don't see his lips move. I have to let security know.
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, I definitely take like 4 more steps away.
But you don't hear anything.
Oh, that's what I was asking. Like, what was that? I didn't catch it.
No, I know. I was telling the deal. I'm sorry?
No, not even security. Just immediate, like, not getting the answer of everything's fine.
Well, he hasn't had the chance to answer you. Is why this is happening in the moment.
I thought he took a few seconds to like make that reaction, which we couldn't really like acknowledge.
No, he's like, we'll explain here in a minute. It should be fine. And I'm sorry. Did I say something? Was I mumbling out loud? I tend to do that.
Maybe something about security. I don't know.
Kinesics.
Shit, still AFK.
Bless you.
One moment. I'll be back in like 20 seconds.
I'll roll it for you if you're fine with that. I understand if you're fine. If you're not fine with it. I understand. Kinesis.
The
Nope.
hell.
It seems a little dodgy. Whatever. Kind of just enjoying feeling right. You're a little distracted. But so to answer the question, why I just ran that blood test. The Watts McCloud is a harmless virus that the Titans created. The Titans are, by the way, the AI that destroyed Earth.
Why would they make a harmless virus?
We don't know. Why a lot of people kind of just don't fuck with that.
What exactly was the purpose of the virus?
To be fair, we don't actually know if they created it. Usually, when one of these things made a virus, they made a lot of them. A lot of them. It was designed to generally drive a person insane. To the point where they'd sit there and gouge their own eyes out.
Where have your journey?
Or to sit there and, make a computer system malfunction to the point where it blew up the nukes inside their own chambers.
I'm guessing that last part is why the ocean is green.
Well, the ocean's green for a lot of reasons. It was already kind of green a while ago. Just when everything happened, it got more green.
Oh, very fair.
No, we're used to Titans. Like, if they want something, if they needed a can open, they wouldn't sit there and get a silent can, like a little can opener. They'd just sit there and just take a knife to it and just stab it open. How they do things. It was rough, primitive, it was violent.
Wait, that's how I think I missed part of what you were saying as I was returning.
The Titans, the AI, the super AI that just, destroyed Earth.
Yeah. Oh, so they were very direct.
Yes. They don't open a door by picking the lock, they open the door with a sledgehammer.
Oh, okay. Wait, so you're saying Titans plural, there was more than one than just the one?
Yes.
Super AI?
It was the new arms race. Who can make the smartest machine? Who can make the smartest machine that do things for them? What could that machine do? What all could it control? Then they all started talking to each other and said humanity was the problem. And saw a solution.
I guess given their circumstances, that wasn't a strange conclusion to come to.
No, but it's not one that I'm necessarily fond of.
Yeah, I mean, as a member of humanity, I think, I feel that.
Technically speaking, you are now part of transhumanity. We've evolved past...
I was already part of transhumanity, if you know what I mean.
Hey. Point being, you have what's called Watts McCloud. It is, to some, considered a benign exsurgent virus. That's what the Titans made. They made exsurgent viruses. Usually if someone says exsurgent anything, be afraid. Just run,
Should be afraid of
panic. If you have a gun, shoot them. This is probably the exception. No one knows a lot about it. Like, it popped up 10 years after they fucked off. So we don't know what it is, really.
So what did that have to do with the mesh? Does it make you just better at computer things or something? Like...
People think I'm crazy when I talk about what you're called asyncs.
Alright.
People call me crazy. It's fine. There's proof of it. do you have, well, what the forums call sleights? You can sit there and do things other people generally can't using your brain. Either your brain processes information faster, you can read a person's thoughts sometimes, stares directly at Vivian. You can... you could, there are more terrifying things I've heard. Someone called it the basilisk stare. You could literally stare someone down to where they freeze in place. As long as you maintain eye contact, they don't move.
Huh.
That's
very interesting.
That's the scary thing. That's some of the scary things. A lot of it tends to be things, it's like, oh, I'm better at math. Oh, I know how technology works very suddenly. They're great for gate crashing missions, unless the alien technology... Right. Alien technology. Aliens are real.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was pretty obvious for a while.
Well, you say that. We currently live in a time where we can go into space, and there are some people who don't think the aliens are real. They think that they're just...
Ow.
They think that they're Titans, or agents of the Titans that they manufactured, so they're not technically aliens.
Effectively an alien, though.
It's weird. They're wacky. The aliens that we've had contact with the most are called factors. They are blobs, and they communicate through smell.
Okay.
Huh. How do we communicate with them? That sounds kind of hard.
Well, you can thank asyncs for that.
Oh.
Allegedly. I believe it. Some people don't. Were people still debating whether or not you landed on the moon at any point? Was that still a thing?
Probably.
I mean,
there were people that still thought the Earth was flat.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was a whole thing. I think some people joined it just to be part of something, but it was still bizarre.
Were they damaged? Like...
Yes.
I mean, some people were, but not all of them.
In a manner of
Some
speaking.
Not damaged enough.
Some of them were like celebrities that otherwise seemed pretty functional, and just decided one day they were flat earthers.
That's wild. I would love to pick your all's brains about this. This is fascinating information.
What I see and I'll pass.
Yeah, I
feel like I should ask
appreciate
what
that that's probably still just a euphemism, but given that we're in the future and that is possible, just kind of like the kill switch on his like neck motion.
How advanced was psychology in your guys' age at this? We're going to call it an age. It was over 100 years ago. How advanced was that age in psychology?
I
mean, it was rapidly developing.
It was a field that you could have a degree in, and you could have a doctorate in. I don't think that mental health care was very good, but
I agree it was terrible.
Again,
but like
biased.
we were learning a lot.
So
I took some classes in psychology.
That joke has not gone away. Around for a while. Okay, love it. I hate it.
Wait, which joke?
I took a class in psychology once.
Oh.
No, I mean I actually took a class in psychology once. I thought I'd take it for my minor. Well, okay, so I guess that's misleading. I took several classes in psychology.
Okay, see, that makes you sound less like an ass.
Yeah. I'm not trying to like
that
out
dabbled
myself
in
as
it
an
and then
expert.
thinks they can like read people and tell you how to talk to women.
Or someone who...
I mean, I'm of the mind that every psychologist is just somebody that's broken and trying to fix themselves through others.
You're depressing. You're funny, but
you can just have an interest in a field.
You're depressing.
I thought being an art major was depressing. It is depressing, by the way. Trust me.
Sounds about right.
It shouldn't be, because that defeats the purpose, but, 2020.
So to discuss something real quick, when we started being able to take the brain, we could take the brain out already, any jackass with a saw can take a brain out. When we could truly take the consciousness out of the body, we found that we were able to sit there and dig deeper and mess with the brain more, or the consciousness, not the brain, the consciousness. A new field of psychology was developed, psychosurgery. These are people who are skilled in going into a person's consciousness and looking through it, reading it, being able to take parts out. It's amazing what can happen to a person when you cut out traumas. But
Well, yeah, one would argue they stop being themselves.
yes, that is a theory. That is most certainly a theory and is up for debate. Then you have the people who are assholes. 9 Lives, ID Crew. What they do is they'll sit there and it's like, cool, we have your consciousness on a disc. We're going to copy it. We're going to put it in a body and we're going to enslave it. That's... You can...
Kind of dick.
Oh, you can also copy your consciousness and put it into another body. That's called forking.
Okay.
So they can be like
How is
more
that different
me at a time.
from...
There can be, yes. There'd be more than one you.
I guess my question is, if you back yourself up with the cortical stack, and that gets put in a body because you died, or maybe people thought you died, how is that different from forking? Or is that just the same thing?
So that's an accidental forking, is if you are cut off from communication from your server that you send your backups to. What might happen, like, depending on your backup insurance, your previous consciousness, having known nothing that happened after you last backed up, will then come back into being. You will be plugged into a body or whatever you can afford, and that's you running around. But if you're actually alive and just couldn't communicate, you'll find your fork. What generally they do is they have you reinstate each other. Like they'll take that cognitive functions and they'll take your cognitive functions, they'll take you and your fork, and they'll mix them. It's as if you lived 2 separate lives for however long. This process, if you do it, like, some people do it to multitask and just at the end of the day bring everything back to par. It's only a little weird and only, like, it hurts your psyche a little bit. Some people who are crazy who will go years without reinstating, and then they'll meet each other again and it's just like, oh, I know you, you're me. Oh, yes, I am, but different. And then they'll combine them and then they go crazy.
Well, I guess so. Like, we had a game like that actually kind of like, wait. What was that last bit?
They'll go crazy.
So, like, if you meet a fork, they just fucking go nutso.
No. If you don't have to reintegrate with your fork. If that's what happens on an accidental forking. Some people fork themselves for fun. Some people fork themselves and then fork themselves.
You beat me to it.
Does it sound anything more like innuendo?
It's meant to be.
Okay.
That's the joke. That's what someone did
on
it.
the same page.
That's what someone did it the first time for.
My thought is, like, we had a game like this. We called it Soma. And they're like, you create copies of yourself.
Hey, I never played much of Soba.
It was actually pretty good.
I played a little bit of it. It seemed really good.
Yeah, it was like a light horror, like more existential, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway.
What I mean by that is that I would not like Soma spoiled for me out of character. Some of it already has been.
I caught that. I was going to interrupt.
Okay. I wasn't like going to go about like specific plot points or anything. Just the whole general.
Don't worry about it. Not a thing you need to worry about because there's no possible way that you're forked at the moment.
Give me a second.
I'm gonna feel pretty forked.
Okay. Okay.
Because we found your bodies and have just now made your consciousnesses digital.
Yeah, so I guess if that part's new, unless you did it, unless you forked us at some point without telling us, then
It sounds like
Yeah,
a
it couldn't
consent
have
issue.
it sounds. I think it is with the enslavement part back that I told us about a minute ago.
Some people those are two of the criminal cartels. They're assholes.
Here's my real question.
Yes.
Say, so our consciousness have been digitalized. Fucking, if we fucking keel over and die, and the backup is restored,
Okay.
is that really us though?
And that does seem like it's just a copy, right?
We know we're us now because we've just been transferred, but if we go and we get our heaven forbid something happens, we get a car accident or whatever and we die, and our backup from like last week is restored, it just sounds like a copy of an old file. It's not.
Well, the backups are only used if they can't get your stack. So, like, for example, for the car accident, what they would do is that they retrieve your stack as... Oh, here, let me pull one out for you. He reaches into a drawer and pulls out a chip that looks like it's made of pure diamond with wires sticking out of it. This is a stack. This is a diamond shell protecting it. I could take a blowtorch to this bad boy, nothing would happen. Plasma torch, something will eventually happen. It's hard to destroy a backup. Not a backup,
No, but it's not hard to
stack.
lose it, right?
Yeah, it's harder to lose it. It's attached to you.
Part of your body. Is there somebody in
I
that
don't
one?
mean
Or is that
lose
like
it as in... Well, I guess that doesn't answer the question anyway. Never mind.
No, there's no one in this.
The point is, if it's fucking gone, you're recoverable one way or another. I mean, that's it. Me is gone.
If they recover this one, the one that your current you is in, you can tap the back of your, like the base of your skull. That's the current you. You take that.
I'll reach up to.
Yep, there's a little bump there. It's in your skin. Like it's in there. It's embedded in there. If someone were to say, cut that out and take it, they could plug it into a new body. It'd still be your consciousness, and you would not have lost anything.
Yeah.
I think.
But in terms,
what he's asking about though is.
Yeah, in terms of backups and copies and stuff, I mean, that's not us. So if something happens to this stack, I mean, that's still that. That, like...
I guess we survive for everyone else's sake, but not our own.
Yeah.
That's a philosophical argument. The Jovians, the closest thing to old Earth that you probably know, or say that's why they disagree with that. They run around in flats, the things that he points to your bodies, those things. Except probably a little bit more advanced and less genetic diseases.
I mean, I feel like even that by itself is just full in its own way, since at the very least, having the stack does make you more survivable if it can be put into a new body. And, like, I wouldn't even necessarily say that backup being a copy is a morally wrong thing to do. You just kind of, if your original stack isn't recovered, you just don't get to keep living and experiencing things. Though another you does, I suppose.
Have a philosophical debate.
So tell your friends keep their friends. Huh?
Yeah, there's entire debates on it.
Interesting. What I mean is that this still seems like an improvement, even if it isn't perfect.
Most of trans humanity agrees. There are some who do not. You're more than welcome to not agree. You are on a scum swarm. I will not shoot you for having a different opinion.
Does that happen often?
Well, that's an improvement.
Yeah, actually it is.
It happens sometimes. As long as you don't have a different opinion with the corporation in charge at the time, probably good to not get shot. If you do, just don't be too open about it, and you won't get shot at.
Oh, okay, so not a lot has changed. It's just what I need to keep secret is different.
Or join the criminal faction. They get shot at all the time by corporations, but at least you're not alone.
I guess. Oh, wait, so okay, this isn't a... Is this a criminal faction, or is this just a...
No, we're autonomous.
particular...
We are off
Right.
on our own.
Okay.
We trade with whatever system we find ourselves in. Most of humanity is, or transhumanity is still within the solar system. We have things on the moons of Uranus, Jupiter, Saturn. We're on Luna. Nothing on terra firma. No. Mars. We have things in Venus's atmosphere. What now?
Is it still
I
dangerous
guess
to go
that's
to
a question.
Earth?
Yes, because the things, we didn't get rid of everything that was on Earth that the Titans made, but they can't leave.
Well, you terraformed Mars
We can't
and
figure
Venus,
out.
right?
Terraformed is strong.
You made it survivable, right?
With your morph, Mars, you can survive fairly well with minimal equipment. Venus is a different story. Mars isn't all that terraformed yet.
So there's different morphs for surviving in different environments?
Yes,
How different can morphs be?
extremely. Let's
I'm
see.
guessing you weren't exaggerating about the octopus thing, and we saw the chimpanzee guy.
No, that wasn't an exaggeration. Those are like, do you want to, like, we got people who have themselves sleeved in birds.
Okay, that sounds kind of cool.
You want to be an actual raven or a crow? We got a few parakeets.
Why would you be a parakeet when you can be a raven?
They like to talk, so it's usually people who like to talk a lot.
Ravens can talk too?
They can, but the parakeet can do it much louder and for much, much longer.
I've heard parakeets before. That does not sound like a positive feature.
It's not.
Yeah.
Although they disagree.
I'm sure they do. So did parakeets in 2020.
Yes. Yes, they do.
So, like, if someone wanted to have multiple different morphs that they can move in and out of, like you said, it was kind of like clothes, right? Like, is it something you can just do on a day-to-day basis? If you're like, I want to be a bird today because of this thing I got to do, can you just do that?
You could. It's relatively expensive depending on where you're at. Like, it's one of those high demand things. Because there's 100 million souls running around, essentially. 100 million consciousnesses running around.
Yeah.
And maybe 1 million bodies. Like,
Maybe a what?
and maybe 1 million biological bodies.
Oh, wait, there's that many people not in biological bodies?
Yeah, it's kind of an issue.
Oh, is it that hard to make them?
No, it's that resources aren't exactly plentiful, so there's a forced scarcity placed upon by corporations. It's a lot less of a thing in the outer system, in the outer, like, past the belt. On the inner belt, though, Mars, Luna, corporations kind of established a system. You want a body, you work for it. You work as an indenture, and depending on your skills, you can either get a body, get a shitty body, get not a biological body, so you're just thinking inside a machine, don't get to have any sensations whatsoever other than visual and auditory. And even then, those are simulated to your cyber brain.
Oh.
Also, you two, asyncs, don't do that. Don't get into a synthetic body.
Wasn't really planning on it, but why? What happens?
Well, there is the common understanding is that if you were to do so, Well, remember that room? Well, not room, that simul space I had you all in?
Yeah.
Where it was uncomfortable? Because you were just, it was one sense, basically?
Uh-huh.
Well, you asyncs have what is considered an extra sense. That extra sense is very sensitive. When you're cut off from it, it's like being in a sensory deprivation chamber.
So you're fine for a little bit, but then you go nuts.
It doesn't go well. Asyncs can only use their abilities from biological to other biologicals. Primarily, only sapient beings. Heard stories of some people being able to do it with non-sapient. It is lots of lightning nearby. My power may go out.
Okay. Actually, getting back to that, I didn't give myself much time to process it, but we have psionic powers, basically?
Yeah, it probably explains why you two were able to figure out the mesh so quickly. Meanwhile, that one's still looking at pictures of Betty White.
I mean,
Yeah, I thought that.
I will confirm nor deny anything.
Okay, that is.
Know.
I mean, that's really cool, though. I don't really know how to. I've never been very good at really showing emotion, but I'm excited. So there's that, I guess.
That's good. It's a dangerous world out there. But there's some governments that you could go to. All of you go into the part of history that we've lost the majority of. We pulled that ship to find old Earth artifacts. Like a football. A football.
A football?
That.
What about football?
Those balls are worth hundreds of credits.
Just having a ball? You
Well,
guys
if it's from old Earth, if you can prove that's from old Earth, if it's signed by someone famous that we have records of, worth more. If it's signed
What
by.
if I sign it?
Or are you famous?
I'm 300 years old.
I'm a living fossil.
I mean, you're not famous yet. Then what I just heard.
Wow.
Knew I should have brought my magic cards with me.
Yeah.
Though I had to sell a lot of those to get by. It was. So I don't know if we really explained it, but the reason we were frozen was because we were being paid to be test subjects for it, and we were convinced to do such because we had kind of fallen on hard times. I mean, a lot of people were at the time, but, we got there first, I guess.
Yeah, COVID was a bitch and a half.
That makes sense. You hear a metallic ting, ting, ting on the door. Oh, please be Sam. Please be Sammy. Come in. You see a very sleek-looking robotic morph.
Whoa.
Walking the Galatea today, I see. Oh, yes, it's, I paid a lot of money for it. Might as well use it every once in a while, and what better way to... Sorry it took me so long. I had to upload into this. Change a little bit. Hello, people of Earth. I am Samantha. And I am formerly a biological human being. I am now a machine. Sammy, they know. Oh. Okay. Took the fun out of that. Hi.
Sorry. Nice.
So
Sorry.
I have a list of records here. Seems like partway through, the experiment, they switched the US dollar collapsed. But before that happened, the folks at Oxford switched the currency to a crypto-based currency.
For fuck's sake.
Oh, Jen's gonna fucking blow that one.
Crypto really started booming once we cut down once all the trees got cut down and we couldn't really have paper anymore. We're starting to fix that in places. But it was transferred into a crypto and it worked like a normal savings account. You all have roughly $3 million US dollars, which is roughly it transfers 1-to-1. Now 3 million credits.
Wait, holy shit, are you serious?
Is that a lot?
Yes. I could probably buy 10 of these. She does a little pose to show off her sleek machine body. But yes, that's a lot of money.
That's pretty cool.
This is a top-of-the-line, social-based robotic morph. Very sleek, no malfunctions. Sealed to where you can barely tell that this is metal. I'm saving money up to get a synthetic skin put over it. Thinking it was Samantha, they barely know what you are. Oh, just let me talk.
I mean, I know what synthetic skin is.
See, they're not animals. What was that? Nothing.
Yeah, we're not a bunch of illiterate monkeys.
Oh, he can read. Sorta.
Occasionally.
Sorta.
He doesn't like to do it. Says he hurts his eyes. I swear he has cataract. Not the point.
People still have cataracts?
They do. Some people don't like having surgery on their eyes. They'd just rather have it replaced.
A new body is fine, but doing some alterations to your eye is too much.
Some people are.
People are weird.
I'm not one of those people.
A little bit.
I'm not one of those people. I am currently in what most people from your age would call a monster.
What, someone in a robot body?
Robots? No.
Wait, which one was
They would
talking
call
about
you
that
a waifu is what they'd call you.
The robot is talking, yes.
Okay.
Well, you're a darling.
Yeah. They would. Then you'd be fetishized and worshipped by weirdos on the internet.
I want to know, why don't we have people in the swarm like that? Where can I find more of these people?
It's been normalized.
They're
It's right there.
Probably.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that one apparently, and I'll point to. What's your name again in game, Damiani?
Me, Theo.
Yeah, point at Theo.
I'm just stating, like, lots of people would have done that back in our age. It was very popular. I don't.
Harris, please tell me you have more of these. More of these wonderful people somewhere. Only found the 4. Shame.
Breed.
Yeah, I guess.
Now,
yeah, I mean, I was already modifying my body, but even back then, it wasn't as good as it is now. But
well, you are
as you can see,
you're all lovely, but I will say, bit of bad news. The swarm did technically save you, so they're going to take a portion of the funds from each of you for saving your lives.
Ah, yes, capitalism.
I thought you had like a barter system here.
We do. We'd be willing to transfer to give you equal recompense in reputation. As autonomous are a rep-based economy, but when we go into the inner systems, we have to pay credits for fuel, because the man down there is very demanding and corporations are a bunch of bitches. It's not much considering it's 100,000 from each of you.
I guess.
Did save your lives. I could have told you we found nothing if you guys were penniless.
Yeah, I'm not
that
really
would have
gonna
been a
complain about
real, what we call in our society, dick move.
It would have been. Had you been rescued by a corporation, they would have done it.
Yeah, I'm really glad we didn't get rescued by a corporation, especially with the whole like only like shitty morph thing, and if you're not rich that they apparently have going on.
Oh, they probably, as you're all from way far back, they probably would have tried to exploit you.
Neat.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. It looks like we actually ended up in pretty good morphs. It sounded like the morphs have like names, kind of. You said this was
It's
true?
yes. It's the Futura line of morphs. It was designed for a specific project that better left forgotten most days. But it fits people fairly well. It's very well. It works really well cognitively and is very resilient to cognitive damaging from stresses and traumas. I often see psychosurgeons and psychologists rock the Futura morph because it makes them. They're not the only. Their patient isn't the only one that has to process the trauma. Hard to process something if you don't look at it and don't experience it. And you have some people who just, after experiencing it and solving it, cut it out of their own brains, but you gotta be careful about doing that to yourself. That's dangerous.
Yeah, I could see a mistake being pretty bad there.
Oh no, some people like to experiment.
Oh,
Oh,
that's kind of worse. So you got mad scientists.
Oh, everywhere. We have a guy on here. We call him Betty Crocker. He whenever someone who doesn't want their fork around anymore, and the fork dies of mysterious circumstances, he asks if he can have the consciousness. They say that he has to pay reputation. He does. What he then does is he takes out bits that he wants and shoves it into his own consciousness.
Neat.
Okay. He is crazy.
I can't imagine why.
He says one day he'll get the mix right. He'll get the right thing to add to it, and everything will become seamless.
Sounds like copium.
yeah.
It sounds like a bad time, so I want nothing to do with him. I will happily stick to hiring someone who isn't a crazy kook to mess with my brain.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like just kind of adding more bits to an existing mix, hoping that it will just fall into place, doesn't seem like a good way to get it to fall into place.
Yeah.
That is because you are sane.
That's good news.
But enough about that. I'm gonna work on getting you all your muses. Muses are something that can help you filter in and filter out anything that you have, like from the mesh. I bet it's a little overwhelming to some of you. Just random pop-ups. Has anyone solicited you for anything yet? Is anyone trying to sell you drugs?
No, but they are trying to buy drugs off me.
Interesting.
There was a monkey in here yelling about drugs.
Oh, ignore him. Ignore Fabian.
I mean, I haven't had too much trouble with the mesh so far, but apparently there was some stuff with the.
Harris interrupts you. Yeah, some of them picked up on it really quickly. It's probably really tech savvy in life, so nothing to worry about there. Like, well, good.
Yeah, I guess.
You get a private message from Harris. The both of you do. Best not to talk about it. Some people are afraid. Some people look at you it has a stigma. It has a stigma attached.
I'll send another one back. Got it.
What
if I used my psychic powers to melt people's brains?
He responds to you. Well, considering that's a robot, good luck. It won't work.
Well, I'm not saying use it on a robot.
Oh. Well,
Just
I'm guessing that's where the
hypothetically
stigma comes
speaking.
from.
That's understandable.
it is what it's,
But what if it's in self-defense?
that's between you and whoever is arresting you. As he's sending you
not have stand your ground laws.
as he's sending you these messages, he's still holding like a completely like perfect conversation with Samantha.
Hey, very weird tangent, real quick. I just randomly checked my Instagram because I got a notification. A post I made 4 years ago just got removed.
Oh, gee, I wonder which one that was.
It was the who fucking post is this?
Fidget spinner.
It's an Italian guy loading fettuccine into a mag and shooting himself.
What?
Why?
Because I ran a meme page before, I got almost expelled from school for it.
Hello, internet.
I forgot about that. I remember that story now.
Yeah.
So I haven't posted anything in like 3 years. And so I guess someone just saw it and said, well, fuck them.
Hi.
So yeah.
Hello,
Got
internet.
removed.
Hello, my fantastic listeners. He is an
Yeah.
edgelord. I'm sorry.
I got flagged for graphic violence.
Yes,
It's pasta noodles.
It was probably that it was a suicide
it
reference.
was the suicide reference, you idiot.
Yeah, how do you not understand that part?
How is the part that's lost on you? Am I gonna have to cut this out? I feel like I have to cut this out.
I'm just confused. It's been like
It's-
4 years. It was posted on March 16th, 2017.
Yeah, well, in 4 years, nobody's reported it. Now somebody has.
Okay.
Funny how things change when you
Whatever
do
you say,
something
Instagram.
stupid.
Fuck you, Bran.
It's the internet. It's there forever until the Titans.
I've never made a
Until the
mistake.
Titans, yeah, until the Titans come, and then history is just kind of lost.
It's kind of
Eh?
About the money thing, by the way, is it fine if we kind of hold off on figuring that out? It kind of seems like it might be good to have a mix of the rep and the credits, depending on where we decide to.
We'd be giving you your, of course, minus the rescue fee. We'd be giving you back everything back as credits. What we're willing to do is that the reputation trade the 100,000 for the reputation.
Just all?
Well, it wouldn't be 100,000.
How much reputation are we talking?
It'd be roughly 60 out of 100. Reputation is an obscure, abstract thing. I don't know how to explain that anymore.
So we have a good reputation if we donate 100,000 credits to the fleet,
We're rescuing you, yes.
because people like having stuff given to them.
We're
Yes.
not donating those credits. We're being told we gotta pay y'all.
Yeah, I know, and we're being voluntold to do it. But if we get something out of it in addition to not being dead, I'm not going to complain.
Well, we weren't dead.
I think it's a generous trade.
Like, if we got to trade it anyway, at least getting some rep for it sounds good, right?
I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just
saying
not
you
a fan of being voluntold
don't- Yeah.
to not letting us drift in forever unconsciousness.
I mean, the cryopod still works. We can hook you back up if you want.
Not the
That's
point.
not the point. Yeah.
I'm kind of impressed that it does, honestly.
It was more on the pay us for doing a good deed.
Yeah, that is kind of shitty, but
Mm,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I'll take it over alternatives.
Yeah.
Trust me, you will find very rapidly that every good deed goes punished.
Uh-huh.
That's not new.
Note to self, learn how to melt brains.
If you figure it out, let me know.
I will. Us 2020 survivors gotta stick together.
Yeah, really. Refugees from the dystopian past.
Has he gone over the governments with you yet, or any of the factions that exist?
Sounds like a band name.
The governments?
No. Refugees from the dystopian past. Like
Oh, it does.
Like an indie heavy metal band.
Do they have heavy metal still?
So,
Can we make
Please
that
tell
work?
me they still have metal.
yes, it gets weird depending on where you go, and also,
So normal.
Refugees from the Dystopian Past is the name of my high school metal band.
Well,
Like it actually
we're gonna
was?
have to
No.
fucking move over.
Oh, okay, good. Because I was gonna be upset if that was already taken.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of factions. Autonomous are considered a faction. Corporations, faction. If you're famous, the media on your side, you're considered a faction. Are you part of a criminal gang? You have it's faction. Do you like to sit in the lab all day and look at notes and read test tubes? I don't know. That's a faction. Do you live out in the cold fringe of space and don't like talking to anyone, yet somehow still have a reputation? That's a faction.
Which faction is that?
That would be like E-Rep? Yeah, it's gonna be E-Rep. Do you want to go back and reclaim Earth for the glory of transhumanity or humanity or wherever you lie on that chart? There's a faction for that.
So
Everything's made
factions
up
are
and the
like
rules
apps.
don't
There's
matter.
just- Yeah.
No, there are rules. That's the main factions. There's sub factions, but we don't worry about those. Their reputation just all kind of blends together.
Speaking of humanity who are trans, is that just like a really normal thing now? Like, do people not really care if you are? I feel like I should know before I like.
No one gives. Well, even the Jovians barely care. Jovians only care if you have like something that allows you to switch it on the fly. That's the only time
so
they
I'm
actually
out.
care.
Or they burn you at the stake for being a witch or something?
No, they want you to go in and have the full like.
Going in what?
Every time you wanna switch in Jovian Republic, you gotta go in, take the time to do it. Takes about 10 minutes. Gotta spend the credits. It's annoying. It's tedious in the Jovian Republic.
Are they just deliberately inefficient and shitty? Wait, are they the Amish people of?
I think that no.
the
The
dystopian future,
Amish aren't
except
treated
they're
like that.
Well, I was getting there, except they're also militant about those.
But they're also militant.
Amish. That sounds fucking terrifying.
Well,
It doesn't sound that terrifying. They don't have very advanced weapons.
I don't know who these Amish people
God damn it!
are. They backwards, or does the rest of the universe disagree with them?
It just
A little bit.
sounds like a group of alt-right conservatives who have moved the goalposts to fit their agenda.
That.
No, those are a different group of people.
Wait,
You mean to tell me y'all still have Nazis?
Kinda.
Are you for real? How do you have Nazis still? What the fuck?
Yeah, like you had literal millennia to get rid of them.
How have you not rounded them up in camps and exterminated them yet?
That's a little on the nose. Might have to cut that out. Brandon's just gonna go ahead and right there. All right. So there are a group of people. They call themselves the Olympian. They take the time and effort to make themselves genetically form fit, attractive, athletic. They go through so much genetic. Any of you familiar with? It's an old game. It's a really old game. Warhammer 40K.
Oh yeah, I made a reference to that just a minute ago.
Yeah, I played it. I mean, I still play it if anyone else does, but
I don't remember the last time we had a non-Space Marines release.
It's been hundreds of years, imagine.
Yeah.
That's depressing.
if that's still the case, then I don't play Warhammer anymore.
The Sigma Ultra Primaris just released, probably.
Well, funny enough.
Oh, fuck.
Take that concept of the perfect human being. Except you're not. He's kind of a dick with a gun.
They're called Primarchs, but yes, go on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they are. Like Olympian morphs. Fantastic morphs if you need to go and do like some like super combat sport, like super combative sports. You're going on a gate crashing mission. If you're doing something super just illegal, dangerous, and stupid that you're probably gonna get shot at for, you're gonna need to like fight someone. Great morph to have. I'm gonna suggest a better.
I mean, sounds like the quality of life is pretty good.
But the people who made those damn things don't believe in morphological freedom. This is the morph type you have with very few differences, and after they genetically engineered these morphs, only reproduction is sexual. No cloning of any kind.
Oh, I thought you were
That's
gonna be like, you can't jerk off. I'm sorry, past brain.
They are very aggressive. I imagine they do that most of the time. If they're not throwing, I don't know, a iron ball, a javelin, or shooting a uplift in the head, they're probably doing that.
Wait, I thought
I
we
like-
established. Wait, uplifts are the animals, right?
Yeah,
Why would you do that?
because they're Nazis.
Oh, right.
So
Well, why
they
do we allow them to continue existing and not shoot them in the head?
Because they shoot a lot of people. They do.
sounds like they're
well.
really good at shooting.
Yeah. Primary answer, no one can, there isn't, they help too many other factions for them all to gather up, say, fuck these guys and kill them. How
So it's the same problem with the alt-right people back in 2020.
how similar was everyone's base moral compass back then?
Not.
That's a loaded question.
It's hard to say, really.
Well, I promise you, it's only gotten worse. For multiple reasons.
Go figure.
Uplifts, when they gain sapiency, a large group of them were uplifted by corporations so corporations could exploit them. They proceeded to then escape the corporation, make their own corporation, and now enslave humans. Or exploit them in a different way. That makes sense?
I don't think you went over this, but I think I'm kind of getting it from context clues. So it sounds like you don't have to have originally been human to be an animal. And you called them uplifts, so I'm guessing that's like...
Yes. They were uplifted to sapiency. An octopus was just an octopus until someone fucked around with its brain or its genetics enough to where it either produced a sapient being with self-awareness, or they genetically modified it to where, like, and messed with its brain enough to where they could just speak and have self-awareness to the extent that humanity understands.
Huh. I mean, even back in our day, we kind of assumed that octopuses might be, like, way smarter than anyone really knew.
That's why they were the first.
I guess it makes sense. Same with ravens, actually, come to think of it.
Chimps were second. I think they did it to a pig.
Last thing pigs need is sapience.
There are people on the ship who will shoot you for that opinion, so, you know, careful with that.
Look, back in our time, a highly invasive species outside of farms. Like in the wild, boars, highly invasive.
Well, not a thing anyone
Making
has
them
to
intelligent would just make that worse.
worry.
But if things are different now, then so be it.
That might be better, because you might be able to just be like, hey, can you guys stop doing that? And maybe they did.
Yeah, you can actually have a conversation. Our cook is Butch. He's
Unless they're British.
Butch is a great cook, and he's a nice guy. He's a real nice guy. He's real sweet. He's a neopig.
What's a neopig?
A pig that was uplifted to sapiency.
Oh, okay. I thought it was...
I thought you were
Might
about
have-
to tell me it's like a fucking future Neopet or some shit.
No. Thank God, no.
I wouldn't be surprised if the corporations started to market them that way, though.
They did. Didn't work.
Oh wow, I'm upset about being right about that.
Yeah.
So no, in the future, people just found more reasons to hate each other and formed factions around those. And if it wasn't for the ever constant threat of the Titans possibly coming back and wiping us all out, they probably would have gone to war. Some of them have gone to war, but it's usually just corporations and not entire planets. And it's usually just corporate espionage. And
I don't understand why you would hate someone for being. I mean, first of all, I just don't think you should do that anyway. But like, especially now, where you can literally pick what you are. Like, I feel like the logic of hating someone for being what they are kind of falls apart even more than it did before, right?
it does. That's the atomist way of thinking right there. I like that. I like her.
Oh, thank you.
Somebody's quickly becoming the class favorite.
Yeah. Way to suck up, teacher's pet.
Wow, I see how it is.
Well, I'd like you all to know that you are currently the leading experts in old Earth, everything.
That's fucking depressing.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
It's great because we have records that prove that you're from back then that are in paper. She pulls out like a framed, like each of your waivers framed. We have indisputable proof
Yes.
that you're from this time.
Technology of a bygone age.
Okay, that is, first of all, I can understand how that's pretty cool right now. Second of all, that's really hilarious because that was like an hour ago to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets better. There are people who have spent their entire lives trying to learn about that portion of history who, with these, you get to say, no, you're wrong.
No,
Oh my
that's
god,
wrong.
these are my no you cards.
They are. These are probably worth more than your entire crypto.
Can you make it look like a Uno reverse, please?
I cannot, but I can either fab you a card for that, or I can give you a digital one that you can send as a message to people.
Porque no los dos.
I'll get on that.
Is stuff like this going to make us targets for anything that we should worry about?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, glad you mentioned that.
So, Harris has told you about 9 Lives, right? Criminal syndicate, they like to sit there and take people's consciousness.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they would love to exploit you guys for the entire purpose of shaping things how they want based on making what you guys, because what you all would say would be true, as long as you have these to back you up. They could go into any field of study that's related and go, hey, this is true because XYZ, now give us your money because XYZ.
So they can shape perceptions of history by either forcing us to say things or making forks that say whatever they want and then just having documents as
Yes.
backup.
Got it.
And if they have your main, if they're able to capture you alive, they'd be able to sit there and copy your old skills. Old, like, any of you know how to do any woodworking? That's a bygone skill that no one knows how to do.
I actually did blacksmithing for a little bit.
That is, no one, everyone fabs things now. You'd be an artisan to them, and then they could sell your art, make money, and by having your morph, well, not your morph, but your ego, your consciousness, plugged into a robot that would just do nothing but do what it's told, because they take away your free will by cutting your brain apart and just making it work all day until it died, and then they'd plug you into a new one.
Oh, so normal 2020 life.
Capitalism.
Oh,
Yeah.
capitalism in its most extreme. But there's no need to worry about that. You're on a scum swarm. We rule as a collective. Anything that happens, everything is a direct democracy here. Every vote is counted, and every vote matters.
So is that like how it actually goes in reality, or is that just the general idea?
I mean, still works like a popularity contest most times. If someone like, who do we want to be the leader of the medical ship? We have Six Thumbs Tommy. He can perform 3 surgeries at once. Great, especially since he can actually keep track of all 3 and not nick your arteries. We got Thomas Boyle.
I feel like that came from a real place.
It did. We have Thomas Boyle. He's a great pathogen doctor. Great whenever a new disease pops up, he's able to quickly take care of it. Or you have Larry.
What's Larry?
Larry goes into the arts and crafts, also known as the food court, part of every ship, buys everyone 6 drinks, and then fucks off. Doesn't have a medical degree, never studied medicine in his life, but gets to make major medical decisions. Of the 3, who do you think's in charge?
Oh,
Because
well,
he just said he gets to make major medical decisions.
yeah, we're used to nepotism, so
Is it perfect? No. But it keeps the ship going. Most of the time, people don't die.
Except for the times when they do.
Yeah, well, sometimes people have disagreements and, gunfire is exchanged, and then people who are part of the militia of the ships, they get to decide whether or not they can take control of the situation or not.
Isn't it?
And it's police when you want to, is the policy. If every time you successfully stop a crime, while in the middle of the act, you get a nice little bonus to rep.
So, speaking of guns and stuff, isn't it like really dangerous to use guns on a spaceship?
Some of them. The hulls are a lot thicker than that. There are a few things that we're afraid of, like the only people allowed to have plasma rifles are high-end security. The only people allowed to have hellburst grenades are no one, because they are literally grenades that spit out a small sun for a moment. So
like you do.
Like you do. Yeah, no, we don't let that happen.
Huh.
But other than that, the people that have guns have kinetic weapons. Your primitive firearms that you're used to. They're more advanced now. A lot of them have railgun technology. Railguns are a thing you're familiar with, right?
Kinda.
Okay.
I understand the concept.
Concept is what matters. Those things being fully automatic is wild.
Oh, wait, they are.
Yes. Would you like to see one?
Kinda, yeah.
Sure.
She opens her torso up and pulls out a submission, what looks like an old MP5. And then she's holding it this like, now this is a classic. I printed it from a classic model, but it is fully automatic. I'm not allowed to use it in the medical ship. People will throw a fit, and I don't want to sign the paperwork.
Oh.
That's probably for the best anyway.
Well,
Still-
you could just hand it to me, and then I could say I didn't know.
I'll print you one off. I had to wait in queue for 6 days for this.
Wow.
Well, that's not the worst of it. You print everything part by part. So you have to wait in queue each time. It's if you have reputation, you can ask people to give up their spot and give them rep instead.
Oh, so like
Wow.
So it wasn't that it took the long to print; it was that you just had to get in line for it.
Yeah, I had to get in line. I could wait the 6 days, but I had to print them part by part. So, like, each day I just jump a little bit to the front of the line based on where I was, and just get it all made. Still took 6 days. Still not happy about it. But as one of the premier technicians, a lot of people want me to fix their shit and give me rep for it. So I have rep to spend. When the real trick is just don't break it in the first place.
Don't what? You cut up.
Don't break it in the first place.
Well, you can just print a new part if something does break, though, right?
You can, but then you have to wait in queue and spend rep to do. Well, wait in queue for a couple of days, or spend rep to jump to the front of the line, or spend a little less rep and have me fix it.
Good to know who fixes things, really, I suppose. I guess given everything that we know now, it sounds like it would be good to learn how to defend ourselves, kind of look around at everyone else, right?
I mean, I kind of know how. I took lessons and stuff. I did a lot of weird stuff growing up.
I mean, I did a bit of that too, but not like, I'm not an expert, definitely.
Well, luckily the mechanics of how they work didn't change much. I will not be handing you all plasma rifles, or anything plasma-based. That will not be happening.
What?
Can't imagine why.
I think this GM is broken. We need to get a new one.
I'm pretty sure that's a racist thing to say to someone in a robot morph.
Maybe?
I mean, I didn't mean it as a robot racism thing.
Oh, you didn't call me a clanker or anything like that, so we're fine.
No, wait.
Clanker with a hard R is racist now?
There's a lot to unpack there. Just in that small statement. I don't think you understand how much that just rocked our world.
Then other phrases to avoid. Bucket of bolts.
What if you have a bucket of bolts?
Yeah.
Well, if I have a bucket of bolts, but don't call someone a bucket of bolts.
But what if they're a literal bucket of bolts?
And they probably can't, they're probably not an ego in there. It's actually just, you're just looking at a bucket of bolts that you think is a morph.
Oh. I wasn't sure if you could have a sapient bucket of bolts. Be like a weird slime thing or something. Wait, are slimes like a morph?
There are some, we have been able to replicate the factors. When I say they're slimes, they are just blobs of goo. They have no way to structure themselves. So if you're trying to make yourself into a slime person, it's not going to happen.
God damn it.
Not how that works. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Is the furry community still a thing?
Yes.
Oh, good. I can still make money.
Thank God.
But also, I'm sure that's the thing with morph modifications and stuff, right?
Yes. Weird question. How degenerate was it back then?
I mean, about a third of the people were into the sexual aspect. To say it was, I actually remember looking at a bunch of studies. It was a lot less degenerate than people thought.
Well, whatever. Place a number on it. Multiply that by 6.
All right, so 200% of them are degenerate.
How do you know that? We're the leading experts on old Earth history.
Yeah.
I just watched.
I'll have you know, I
think
seen
you're
some
a
shit.
degenerate.
Well, in a society where you can effectively put yourself inside of a smaller body than what you could really sustain, and then know another person who's inside a larger body than is actually sustainable. You see what I'm getting at?
That's pretty child's play in regards to fucking kink stuff. I mean,
Well, I mean,
that kink existed. People just couldn't act it out.
but now they can. And there's literally no repercussions. There is no death as long as they can recover the stack, which just takes a few hours.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
Gotta wait for it to come back out.
Yeah.
I don't see how that makes it more degenerate, I guess. If there is no repercussions, then there's no... It's not any more or less degenerate, I don't think.
Sir, you didn't have to pull a cortical stack out of someone's ass today.
That just sounds like work, but like I wouldn't call that particularly degenerate.
Wait, did it go in the mouth or did it go in the ass before they got to you with it?
I didn't ask.
Oh, okay.
I guess that is.
I thought it'd be prudent to not.
Did they tell you they like fell on it or anything like that?
Oh no.
Hey, when that happens.
They owned up to what they did.
Yes.
I mean, you kind of got to at that point.
Yeah.
Not the point. You wanted to fire the guns?
Yeah. I mean, I'm into that.
I haven't really
like
gotten to fire guns
ranges work
before.
on a spaceship. I don't.
It's all electrical. So there is no... Especially with the railguns. It's electric. There's no need for a chemical propellant.
I think they were kind of working on... I mean, they were working on railguns a little bit, but they were working on some kind of electric firing mechanism. I don't know what it was. Somebody told me about it. It sounded cool back in our time.
Oh, that technically that's a Gauss rifle rather than a railgun. Because what they were doing was they're coiling, because a coil Gauss rifle, coil rifle, same thing. And they would propel iron slugs. I like looking at that a lot.
No, it's something else. Although that also sounds awesome.
I mean, we were testing lasers back then. They had overheating problems.
I heard something about that was apparently in like concept stage of like, I think they did it with lasers. They made like a conductive column of air and then fired a lightning bolt down it. I don't think anyone ever managed to do it, but apparently someone was trying to.
Well,
that one's new to me.
One of the great
I only heard about it once.
One of the great things about space is that it's very cold. So heating, not usually an issue.
Out of character, I really did hear about that, and it sounds kind of cool.
I heard something about that too.
I haven't. That actually sounds cool.
I will say, shooting the power of a star out of a gun will eventually cause it to overheat, even outside of atmosphere.
I'm gonna be surprised if there's not at least one Sunny D commercial featuring someone doing that.
It's actually someone sits there and drinks out of it. They turn it into a cup.
Fair. Anyway, sorry if I've kind of taken over the conversation, by the way. I'm actually kind of really fascinated more than anything else.
Oh, no, it's totally fine.
Will say that
Yeah, this was never going to turn into a proper one shot. It was just going to be like
no, I
learn about the universe and that's it.
I guess it depends on what your intent was.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it there because it's been 3 hours and it's like we're almost at midnight.
Fair.
Yeah.
Sorry that we got started late. I fucked up the character sheets. Need to work on that.
That's alright.
Questions, comments, suggestions. Did everyone have fun? I want that question answered first.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun doing this with everyone.
Conceptually, I think this is amusing. I don't know. I think I would be interested in seeing this turn into an actual campaign.
Yeah, I may want to tweak my character a bit, but
If
yeah, I would like to actually sit down and build a character if we're actually going to do a full-on campaign.
No, that's what I would
Yeah.
want to do as well.
Yeah.
Would you want to just turn this session into like session 0.5 or something, or would you want to start it over?
So what I realistically want to do is that the idea would be to, over the course of roughly 2 sessions, you guys would make your character. Like, in universe, make your character. Hey, what are your interests in? We can go teach you about that. Hey, what are you interested in? We can go teach you about that.
I
Oh,
could
and then
see
it's
that.
like assign skill points and stuff as we go, rather
Yes.
than all at once.
Yes. The reason I gave everyone Enclave was that's the closest thing to base, boring-ass human I could find.
Is Enclave like you were raised in a place that's not in tune with like all the new tech and stuff like that?
Enclave is you were raised not to roam the stars, you were raised to be in a city or a small town or a small community and just work from it. You weren't an adventurer, you're not an explorer, you're not an academic. You're blue collar citizen.
Ah, okay.
Or if you're lucky, white collar. I would love to definitely make this a campaign. I wanted to do this as a proof of concept. Originally, what I had planned is that we would have gone over the society and things a little more. We got caught up in roleplay, which is fine by me. I was afraid you guys weren't going to be comfortable enough to roleplay at all. Because you just didn't know anything about the system, didn't know anything about like the rules, and that you guys would be uncomfortable. So happy that's not the case. What I originally had planned is that you were gonna get attacked and try to get kidnapped by 9 lives.
Oh god.
Uh,
Like after just getting told about 9 lives, they're just like, hey, 9 lives is here attacking, so we're all just like,
Yeah.
fuck.
which
Yeah, right.
for a one shot is roughly the kind of pacing you'd expect.
Yeah.
And then surviving players escape the habitat and go wherever the fuck.
Oh, okay.
But
Makes sense.
Yeah.
land didn't get started as soon as I wanted, and we were all having fun role playing. So,
I mean, I
Yeah.
think it was a really good time regardless.
I
And it
think
is
the
definitely-
important thing was that we were having fun. Like,
yeah.
Being an
Were you-
AI sounds baller.
AI.
what's the A stand for?
Artificial.
Ass.
Ass
Fascinating.
intelligence.
I mean, that sounds like a character I'd make.
I'm sorry that everyone's characters are kind of super generic. I literally designed them to be super generic.
I guess
No, it was appropriate given the circumstances.
It kind of worked out fine because, but yeah, like Donnie and I said, given the circumstance, we're all pretty normal people going into it. But then, like, because we didn't really have to use the mechanics of our character very much, it was all just kind of RP. Like, it didn't feel generic, and it worked out great.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I didn't know how to make you all like organically have to roll for something for us to explore the system and how like rules work. Because the idea isn't just to like show off like this is the setting, but it is also to kind of like show off how the rules worked.
I mean, I think it worked okay. Like, I understand how the base system works, that it's, percentile system, gotta roll under ER total. Like, percentiles often are. And I think usually with most systems I've found, assuming they have a consistent dice system all throughout, once you know that, you can kind of put everything else together with minimal help, generally, as long as it's intuitively designed.
Hmm.
And this seems like it is.
First edition is a lot more math intensive, a lot more rules. I will say I like their sanity system a little bit more, but it also the issue is I got into that part where it got really like crunchy. So like it was intuitive, but when you streamlined everything and had this thing that was intuitive but required 3 times as much math as everything else, it doesn't fit. It's just like, yeah, you have a really nice, like, engine on your fucking 1998 beat up fucking sedan.
Yeah.
And you got this new compact car. Compact car doesn't fit the engine. You need a new engine. I think that's what it felt like with me, like going over the rules. I need to more familiarize myself with them. But was there any like questions or comments about like how the session like went overall, the system? So is everyone like interested in the system?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I am too.
Eclipse phase is actually like a lot of fun.
It's it's probably one of my favorite like sci-fi settings. Like if someone was like, Brandon, you're either running Star Trek, Star Wars, Traveler, or you're running Eclipse phase, it's like Eclipse phase. Done.
Yeah, I think
I get that.
seems really fun. And then we were going to play a while ago, and I went through the process of building a character and stuff. I had a good time with that. Everything looked pretty cool. I think it was 1E, but it doesn't seem like it's changed like a ton from 1E to 2E.
No, I think 2E just...
So I'm sure it's still just as fun, really.
One of the big improvements that I see between 1E and 2E is that 1E you had Moxie. That was the only thing you had. It was used for any role. But your pool was generally smaller. Like, you could have like 8 in a pool, which is like high, but sometimes the character only has like 1 or 2, which kind of sucks when you want to invest into other things that isn't re-rolling. Well, not re-rolling, but like not failing a roll. You'd rather just be good at the roll in the first place rather than have an oh shit button.
Yeah, I really like systems having a good oh shit mechanic like this, or Edge, or Willpower in World of Darkness.
Well, and their solution to that disparity was, well, morphs are unique, but we don't want to have them like add fucking 30 points to a value. That's too much math, especially for anyone that resleeves a lot. Well, let's rework the Moxie system, because each morph has a unique set of points that they add, and then you as a ego have your own set.
Yeah. So does having a different kind of morph still change like your physical stats and stuff, or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
They changed the pool. They like you. The Ruster has. Does the Ruster have 2 points in vigor?
No. It looks like it's 1 vigor, 1 the other thing, Moxie.
Okay, and then nothing in insight.
No. Imagine having insight.
Yeah.
I know I got up to 6 or 7 insight with my Raven scientist Raven morph.
Yeah, which 7 is insane. It's just like, I'm going to succeed every.
I had literally nothing else except like a couple of flex, but like I was insightful.
I remember exactly what I had for my character. I was playing mechanically a similar character I'm playing now. I was a Futuromorph async, but I was a psychologist.
I will say they expanded a lot on how the powers work.
Oh, cool.
Because the powers used to be like the way they're divided is they passive affect yourself, active affect someone else, or active affect yourself depending on the situation. The cool thing is that they added a couple of powers, like Basilisk Stare wasn't a thing. They added another
that one sounds pretty potent.
Yeah, they added another one called Mind Link, which is literally telepathic network that you act as the server for.
Yeah. Oh, so I could like mind net everyone together and we could communicate mentally, even if we're not all asyncs.
Correct.
That sounds awesome. I do that in Shadowrun all the time, and it's super good.
That being said, they also made it to where you're an async, but the only thing you fucking gamble on is sanity and a few points of damage. Now they have infection, where your Watts McCloud becomes more active or bothers you more. You have to pick an archetype when you pick async, and when you suffer a breakdown, you do something based on your archetype. For example, the architect, you drop what you're doing and go work on a craft.
Oh, okay.
So that's great if you're not in the middle of combat.
Yeah, but otherwise it's like I just drop what I'm
Just
doing
start
and
tweaking the gun in the middle of combat.
yeah. Or if I've kind of already established this character was a furry artist back in the day. Just like, oh, I'm gonna go home and draw, I guess.
Fuck
Yeah.
fighting 9 lives. I'm gonna go fucking make porn.
Yeah, I'm just like looking around for a computer with a tablet. Like, it's gotta be one around here somewhere. There's like a firefight going on around me. What was that?
Are we able to start with more slights, and will we be able to change our archetype?
Yes.
I was gonna ask that too.
If we were to start character creation, I'd hand everyone I'd get everyone a blank sheet. And do what you want.
Yeah. I don't know if you have a particular campaign intent, but if we did start a campaign with this, I personally think it would be kind of cool to continue going from this story that we've started, even if we have new characters, because it seems like a good way to learn about the world.
Which is exactly my intent. The intent of this would be like session 1 or hasted like 3 sessions. Like I'd haste 3 sessions up to get to the point where normally I'd say this is the campaign, this is the start of the campaign, because none of you know nothing about the world. I'm shoving you in here, and you as players know next to nothing. Your characters know next to nothing. You're the fish out of water. And I think that's a great storytelling method.
Yeah. It's a good way to start off in a new setting. Sorry
Admittedly, even all of my knowledge is not really setting knowledge. It's I know how the dice kind of roll.
Yeah, that's fair.
I at one point read Eclipse Phase 1's book cover to cover. I may have done it twice. I was in a very weird fugue state. I was just like, I need to learn a system forward and back. Don't know why that's what my brain said I needed to do.
Did you have a breakdown? Or do you have the architect archetype?
I have no idea.
Or that's not architect.
I might. I'm missing out on all the actual cool shit that I get with it.
That sucks.
But no, like I'm happy to hear that the proof of concept works. Is there anything like if I were to do this again? Is there anything you'd like to see changed, or that you were like, this is kind of weird, didn't quite fit?
In regards to running a one shot?
No. In regards to the introduction. Like, let's say this is now session 1, and that you all got to make your own custom character. Or my intention is to have you all make characters as you go along. Like I hand you a blank sheet. It's like we'll fill this out as we go.
Nothing like jumped out as an issue.
Yeah.
Anthony Damiani.
I thought it was good. Like nothing jumped out to me as an issue either. It was a lot of fun and like spending time to like break things down and learn them and do the memes. It was
It really was very fun to be people from 2020, so we could like throw like real life conversational stuff around and have it just work in character.
Yeah.
Like have it feel kind of out of place in the world, but have them still be like, yeah, I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like half the time it was like, yes, you know this meme. It's still around. The other half of the time it's like, how the fuck do you not know this? God damn it.
I am
My
again.
joke is ruined on you.
I am again sorry if I kind of took over the conversation. I often feel like I am if I get to talk for a while in session, so I'm never sure.
No, you're good.
You're fine.
Okay.
I was only nervous that I lost Zach and Anthony.
No.
I was there.
Zach usually...
Typically in live sessions, I mean, it's kind of like hit miss. Like sometimes I am just more vocal, sometimes I'm just not. Like it's not a you or party issue or anything. It's just I kind of wax and wane sometimes.
No, and like I partially remembered that from when we did the Pathfinder session.
Yeah.
That's why I wasn't like freaking out. Anthony I'm used to Anthony being quiet, but I'm used to him being quiet because people are talking over him because they're adults and they want to sit there and do stupid shit. That's what my fear was.
Oh, well, I'll do stupid shit all day.
However, usually when Anthony contributes to a conversation, it ends up being gold.
I didn't really think or see anything. I'm just trying to absorb the new system. With a system I'm a little more confident in. Well, I mean, alright, so to be fair, Shadowrun didn't count. I really wanted to blow up a building. Off the bucket list, I guess. We're done
Yeah, you just
recording,
kind of
right?
jumped on the
We're
ability
done
to.
recording, right?
No. We'll talk more. Well, I have no problem talking more. Thank you everybody for listening to what might be session 1 of a new Eclipse Phase campaign. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
We're sorry.